These two grown men had never seen the Simpsons. How the fuck's that even happen? They're two grown men on a mission now, so buckle up and just strap in.
I chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of closing a goddamn door? No, it's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of poison rationality.
These two grown men had never seen the Simpsons. It's America's Barley Basket.
Welcome to episode 96 of America's Barley Basket. I'm Nathan Folsebuck. Sitting next to me, physically, is Marlon Wells.
Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Marlon.
How are you?
I'm just existing, brother. I can't. It ain't bad, but it ain't good.
That physically really,
Yeah.
I wish people could see it.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's worse in person.
It's way worse.
It's probably
in person.
off-putting.
It really,
in audio format, but if you could see it,
Ugh.
really lean into it. A lot of heavy breathing.
It looks like if a dick could have a soft fart.
Yeah. Ooh, boy. You're telling me yours can't? Sorry. My bad.
Come on, make you dick fart is the worst Lil Wayne song I've ever heard.
So what comes out of that little hole between your balls by the base?
I'm sorry?
We'll talk after the
what
podcast. You know, your dick butt. Right? Okay, moving on.
We've been recording for like a minute, and dick butt has already been said.
Oh, yeah. It only go down from there. The
Good
show's peaked.
stuff.
It sucks when you shoot your wad that quick because we're not going to get better than dick butt.
Nobody is going to blame you, dear listener, for turning the podcast off. Delete and unsubscribe.
Go listen to your other dick butt podcasts. See how they come. I think we stack up.
You think so?
You'll come back. They'll come crawling back.
Yeah.
You
Where
find
else are you going to get this kind of...
dick butt content.
What other Simpsons podcast is giving it to you raw?
Talks about the vestigial dick butthole. It's like a drainage.
Vestigial dick butthole is my favorite Dimmu Borgir record.
Jesus, that's a deep cut.
Dude, Dimmu Borgir rules.
See, I snapped the pencil eraser off a number 2 pencil. That's what I use to cork up my dick butthole.
Oh, yeah, you got to cork it.
Yeah, it'll just leak. I don't know what that shit is, but it stinks. Holy fuck. Some fucking middle-aged man gets off a bus seat. There's a trail of fluid. Like, bro, you shitting? Nah, it's fucking that time of year from a dick butt. What?
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, right. I think it's just liquid pheromone and piss. Like my musk. That's what it is. It's your musk spray gland.
That's your musk gland.
That's how you claim things.
We should delete all of this. Not put people through this. You just hear a weird cut in mid-laugh, and then, so episode 8 is...
Jesus, watching a middle-aged man moving into a new condo, just calmly pulling his pants on and spraying something at his mailbox. Well, that's mine. That's now everyone knows. You don't have to put a label up, sir. It's pretty clear.
The mailman will get it.
Jesus, he's sniffing. Holy, just normal day to day. The Johnson's got a new Reader's Digest.
I know that this is the box because of the musk sack.
They both sprayed it, which I appreciate.
Oh, God.
Gross.
Outdoors life for the Jacobsons. Which one's theirs again?
Yeah.
There we go. There it is.
It's a very woodsy aroma. Makes sense.
Christ on sale. What are we doing?
We're just talking about musk.
Yeah.
Just talking about
just a couple of musky
just
boys.
a pheromone spray.
Just musking it up.
All this confusion could be cleared up with just a quick spray.
Oh, my God.
Whose batting gloves are these? Give them a sniff.
Batting gloves.
I think I found the Anderson snow shovel.
Oh God.
Yeah, like the anal retentive dad just spraying everything so the kids can't lose it.
Kids mittens at school.
Dad, it's gonna leave a stain on that kite. I know, but you lose enough of these kites as it is.
Tired of you coming home with one glove all the time. One glove.
Sprayed my Oakleys. I'm always losing those. Watching someone in a goddamn fucking PacSun spraying their fucking Ocean Pacific. So dipshit stepbrother ain't gonna have this one.
These ones are mine. Yeah. Oh shit! Well, welcome to your favorite Simpsons podcast.
You know who, as far as I know, did not spray out of their dick butt?
Who's that?
The Simpsons.
There we go. We
Holy
did it.
Shit. That's dumb.
I was headed for it would be easier for Ned to get his tools back.
Yeah, man.
If he'd musk them
Musk
properly.
up, bro. Like, I'm sure there's some fucking Old Testament shit that forbids the musking of implement. Thou shalt not musk their implement.
So that's why Abel got slain.
Yeah. It was in the second of the CCR God Chronicles. Didn't have Proud Mary on it. It's more about.
Okay, in your head, if somebody says the name Proud Mary, who sings Proud Mary?
CCR, but I mean,
CCR?
Tina Turner and Ike are right there too. But
okay,
I first knew of the CCR one, or that's the one I first listened to as a teen.
Yeah, for me it's CCR, but Elvis Presley not far behind.
Oh yeah, Elvis had. See, for Tina's ahead of Elvis for me, but I get that Elvis had a mild hit with it. I think.
Yeah, like that's one of those songs where enough people have covered it to where. Like, you got more than one option. If you tell a DJ, play Proud Mary, first off, I don't know what kind of club you're at where that's what you want to hear.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But
that's a retirement home.
That's one, if you're doing karaoke, you got to be careful flipping through the book which one you're picking.
God, there's probably some very good mishaps that could be had by not choosing the right version of a song.
Version, yeah. So we're doing 5 more episodes, as we usually do. We're musked up.
We're lathered. We're frothing.
Oh,
it's frothed up.
Frothy.
Everything's labeled with our smells.
I got Dimmu Borgir in my head now, and ready to go.
Wait for my keys to dry off from my fresh muskin.
That was just the first band I can think of that has ridiculous album titles, and so it would fit. Like, they always have bonkers ones.
Yeah.
My favorite is Puritanical Euphoric Misanthropia. Yeah. Is easily my favorite.
There's a Canadian punk band from the 90s. I think they were like SNFU. All of their albums, at least early on, had 7-word titles.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to think, like Something Green and Leafy This Way Comes is one of them. Like, and they're always just some fucking goofball shit, you know. Like,
that's funny.
I appreciate it. Even if you're not a good band, I like when you have like a niche like that. Like,
I like Kyle Kinane's first few stand-up comedy records. The track lists were track lists of famous albums. Like,
oh, really?
Like his second album, Whiskey Icarus, the track listing, if you look at it, is Detroit Rock City, Beth, whatever, God of Thunder. It's the track list from Destroyer. His first album, it's the track list from Cheap Trick's Live at Budokan.
That's a good idea.
I think he must have gotten a talking to, because by the time his third album came around, it was the track list for NWA, Straight Outta Compton, but all of the tracks were called like, this track is not called Fuck the Police, or you know what I mean? And then but he had given it up by the time he hit his fourth record.
Yeah.
But
something like that runs its course.
He kept up the goofy shit. Like his fourth album, the track titles are the ingredients for a Chicago hot dog. And I forget what the fifth one is. I think it's careers. It's like lecturer, architect. Yeah. Have some fun with it. The only problem with that is it makes it real hard to like send somebody a track. Like, you got to listen to this bit, because you're like, fuck, which track is that on?
Yeah.
Which fake Kiss song is that? Good
call. There's nothing you can reference in the title.
Yeah, it's not like, which track is the one about the clowns? It's the one that says clowns.
Yeah.
It's the track called Clowns.
It's a joke about a friend of his named Harmonica Boy, yet Harmonica Boy's not mentioned in the title.
Yeah. Fun with tracks. We're doing 8 through 12 on this week's show. We're in season 22. It is late 2010 in this era.
Holidays, December 2010.
Boy, do the holidays have a footprint, especially in these first few.
Yep. Oh, my goodness. You're right. And oftentimes it's just one, but we get 2, if not 3 this time that are holiday-based.
Yeah, like, well, we'll get to it, but like this first one is the Christmas episode, and then it feels like there's just some leftover Christmas shit.
Residue.
Yeah, exactly.
A wet nap.
Yeah, a little Christmas musk left on that second one.
If you notice, no intro for this one.
Yeah, no intro. I was kind of waiting for it to start, and it never did.
Yeah, just roll right in.
This one is The Fight Before Christmas. I was not expecting the structure that this one takes, but I ended up really liking it. This feels like Treehouse of Horror, but Christmas.
Yeah, there's no mind that says, oh shit, here comes a goddamn fucking, like an anthology episode. I was engaged.
Yeah, but that's what it is. It's an anthology episode, but with some sinew in between to tie it all together. It's a fucking good episode.
My notes have a thing. It says in season 17 we had a similar one.
Oh, did we?
Simpsons Christmas Stories. That one was titled.
Yeah, this one, for the most part, I really enjoyed. Let's get into it. They're getting things decorated. Marge is putting up a fucking Santa and reindeer display on the roof in her bathrobe.
Yeah.
Why is that what you're wearing when you're outside?
She's in a hurry.
Yeah. Lisa protesting the cutting down of a tree with a sign that says fur is murder, fur with an I.
That's
and
a good joke.
God damn it, did I laugh at that right away. Bart is setting out cookies for Santa, and he's got his BB gun set up. I like that the brand of BB gun is BB King. I thought that was very funny.
I didn't notice that. That is good.
This whole intro is, or like front part of this before it gets going, is super fucking funny. Because like Homer's like eating gingerbread men, and Bart's getting set up. He's gonna wait for Santa and shoot him with a BB gun when he comes because he never like got what he wanted because he's a spoiled brat. He has a bag full of broken toys that he had gotten but didn't really want.
Yeah.
And Marge is super fucking flustered by that because she's the one who bought him those toys.
The whole family outside of Marge is being real butts this holiday season.
Yeah, being a real bag of butts. Bart refers to Santa Claus as a rosy-cheeked nog hog, which I really laughed at. I thought that was funny. Bart, either he falls asleep and then the clock strikes midnight and he thinks, oh shit, here comes fucking Santa, but he steps out the front door and it's Otto the bus driver driving the weird Tom Hanks Polar Express train.
Which I found funny because that movie came out like 7 to 8 years prior to this. But I think Polar Express was also a beloved kid's book that I just never had as a kid.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep. I think that's why it's a reference people are supposed to get.
I only know it as that Tom Hanks movie, and I've never seen that Tom Hanks movie. No. And as far as I know, its only reputation that it has isn't positive. I don't think people like that movie. Because isn't it weird? Isn't it like CGI and it's creepy? Like it's Uncanny Valley CGI.
Interesting. You're right. At the time, it was really fancy pants CGI.
Yeah. But it's like...
a lot of that shit didn't age well.
Yeah. And the Uncanny Valley, I think, is a funny concept.
Yeah.
Like that. The closer it gets to realism, the more unnerving it becomes. Because you notice every little thing that isn't quite right.
Is that Tom Hanks?
Is it?
It can't be.
So Otto's driving the train and he takes Bart to the North Pole. And I like that the North Pole sucks.
Yeah.
First thing I laughed at right away is that train pulls in. There's two elves sitting on a park bench that someone has spray painted Union Eyes onto. Yeah. Like, oh, things are good here.
Yeah.
Bart is going into Santa's workshop. He has to take the freight elevator. I love the just the beat down coal miner attitude of these fucking elves. It's very funny.
Is it Milhouse and Nelson are elves?
Yeah, they are elves there at the shop.
And Bart has it's like, shouldn't this be like the Christmas rush? Where's all the people at? And then it's like layoffs. I think it's Nelson's like, after NAFTA, a lot of these jobs went to the South Pole.
That's a good joke.
Hot take. That's a very good
good joke. So Bart has to start off in the wrapping room. I like that he is just like, fuck it, put a bow on it, get it out the door, and gets promoted immediately for that. Like, you're too smart to be. It's like Mo is the guy who's kind of running the shop.
Head elf.
And he's like, you're too smart to be down here. Sends him up to toy inspector, and it's Wendell is working there. He finds that he's got rows and rows of teddy bears on these conveyor belts, and he takes the one out that only has one eye and marks it defective and throws it in a bin. Bart takes it out, removes the defective marker, and writes another that says Pirate Bear and puts it on him and sends it out the door. So Mo promotes him again. He very quickly climbs the ranks all the way up to vice president of, I guess, Christmas?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
He's worked his way up to the top of the organization where he meets Lisa, like Elf Lisa is there.
Yeah.
And accuses him of like being kind of too ambitious, and now you worked your way all the way up here, yada yada. And she's running him down, and Bart says something along the lines of, "I didn't do anything that bad. I didn't Facebook a kid to death."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Is that a really good online bullying joke? Is that what that is?
That's what that was. Perfect timing.
Man.
Just as Facebook was really starting to gain steam.
Yeah, I didn't Facebook a kid to death. God damn it, that's funny. He's marching into Santa's office with the BB gun, and Lisa tries to stop him but doesn't. He gets into Santa's office, and it's shitty, like plaster coming off the walls.
Like the false ceiling's leaking.
Yeah, there's a big drip in the ceiling. Krusty is playing Santa, and like Bart's gonna give him the fucking what for, but Santa's like, whatever. Look around, fucking, I'm eating my own reindeer here as he's ladling.
It's a rough looking stew, like get some of that fur off there first.
Troublesome Stew. Yeah. Troublesome Stew is a man named Stewart who, in accordance with Megan's Law, has to inform you when he moves to the neighborhood.
Troublesome Stew.
Troublesome Stew. Yeah. And Bart kind of takes pity on Santa, and okay, I'll just go home, I think, and like gets back on the Polar Express. We don't really follow him because we stay with Santa. This was all a ruse. Yeah. He hits a switch, and the strippers come out of the ceiling, and the
walls turn. It's fancy.
Exactly. And there's disco ball and dance floor, and he's got a big pimp Santa coat. Like, that was fun.
Yeah, that one was fine.
Yeah, this one, also good. We get Lisa, who's upstairs, upset about the trees. We get this little bit of connective tissue in between these. Lisa upstairs, upset about the trees, and falls asleep and has a dream about the family in 1944. Lisa and Bart are at home. It's 44. Marge is fighting the Germans. Yeah. While Homer is a riveter. Yeah. He's a Rosie the Riveter.
He's too fat.
He was too fat to fit in the uniform or something. He couldn't enlist. So Marge is over there fighting, and he's riveting airplanes. A lot of good visuals here. This is fun. This is a visually fun one. Yep. I like the kind of sepia tone filter we get in the costumes. I like Bart in his fucking scuffed jeans and his plaid button down. That's when the family gets a telegram that Marge is MIA and Homer's an idiot. So he's like, Marge is Mia. She didn't even ask me about changing her name. Fun jokes. Lisa hates Christmas trees because, A, she hates Christmas trees in the real world, so she does in her dream too. Secondly, we get a flashback of it was last Christmas. They were picking out a Christmas tree when Patty and Selma, who are the MP, inform Marge that she's shipping out tonight and come and take her away. So Lisa doesn't like Christmas trees because every time we get a tree, Mom goes away. Lisa at some point here goes down to I think she's just like running away from Christmas trees. It's at this point we see Ralph done up like a Christmas tree real briefly. And she finds herself at the Christmas tree farm where they had been last year, and I've said it before, I just call him Pally in my notes now. So as far as I know, canonically, that's that man's name.
This is probably the only time we've ever seen him portray a character with some kind of depth.
Yeah, and
He's
he's
usually
just
not
a
a good
shyster.
guy. Yep.
So Pelly kept a tree because it looks like Marge and gives it to Lisa, and now Lisa takes it as a sign that Marge is just fine, and she takes the tree back home. And then we get a scene. This is Inglourious Bastards, right? Okay.
Did nothing for me, but go on.
Like that movie or this bit?
This scene, it just like...
It was like, they're doing Inglourious Bastards, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, it's fine. Inglourious Bastards didn't do much for me.
Yeah.
I think it's okay at best.
And this just felt like it went on kind of long. And just there was no humor to it. Like,
I think it went on a little long, but I think it's visually super fun to watch because, like, it's not often that you get just swastikas emblazoned on things on your television.
Yeah, I know that.
And I liked the idea that the movie is Doomkampf, which is their Dumbo. It's Nazi Dumbo.
Yeah. I did like Nazi Dumbo in the crowd watching it with them.
Yeah, and swiping popcorn from Hitler, and like they're watching this movie while Marge is behind the screen setting fire to all the film cans, and then she cuts through the screen and kills everybody, and then badass walks away from the exploding theater. Like, it was fun. It was like the idea that the Nazis also have a Dumbo is funny to me. And visually, that cartoon was fun, like carrying those weird teardrop-shaped H-bombs in its trunk and hucking them at London and whatnot. That was fun.
So apparently Dumbo is a live action movie, like in Simpsons world. Because that fucking elephant was in the crowd with them.
I mean, they made a Dumbo live action movie. Dumbo is live action.
Tons of CGI, but
with Danny DeVito.
No
I
shit.
didn't see it, but I think Danny DeVito's in that movie.
He plays an animatronic baby elephant.
I've never seen Dumbo.
I'm sure I did when I was so little, I don't remember it.
Dumbo comes from that, we've talked about before, that pre-me Disney.
Yeah, so that's the only Disney I knew growing up.
Yeah, like I've never seen Snow White or Sleeping Beauty.
Snow White's one of the first movies I think
shit.
I ever went to in the theater, but again, so little that none of it stuck with me. Like, I think during the early, mid-'80s, Disney, as a cash grab, because they hadn't had an original franchise pop in a while, they just re-released everything.
Oh, sure.
Like, there was a run of that. I think I saw Cinderella as a little kid in the theater,
also
too.
never seen Cinderella. Yeah. Like, I think I borrowed Fox and the Hound from a neighbor kid, and that's an old one, I think.
Yeah, not as old, but old,
Yeah, all my Disney shit came from, like, Little Mermaid onward.
Oh, no shit.
Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King. That's probably my Disney Mount Rushmore, are those four movies. So that wraps up that anthology, and then we get that section of the anthology, and then we get back to the real world where Marge is writing a letter that needs to find its way to Martha Stewart, and it does. In some hijinks, it flies out the window and makes its way to Martha Stewart, voicing herself.
Yeah.
She comes and starts making all these weird improvements to the house, like giving, I don't know, home lawn and garden advice, I guess. Like, you can tie these together to make this thing. And I assume that's what her show was?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just guess Martha Stewart Living was home decor tips or kitchen tips.
Hey, if you get 3 old fence posts and 2 pine cones, you can make a crucifix or whatever. I don't know.
Don't throw those newspapers away. If you roll them up, you can do this and this and this.
No, you can roll them up and make them a centerpiece. Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay. And she does that all around the house. At one point, Lisa comes up like, I made a snowflake out of used water bottles, and Martha Stewart's like, oh, good, and then runs it into the ground. Like, here's what I would have done, and I'd have done this and this, and here's why mine is better than yours. She makes one of those Christmas villages on Homer, who is asleep. That's fun.
And then he tries to wake up, and she
chloroforms him. Yeah, puts him right back out.
Homer's groans are so good. That's one of the funnier parts of this, like, because he's panicked, and then the drugs kick, and they just get meeker and meeker.
Yeah, that's always a fun. Marge just kind of had enough with it because Martha Stewart kind of sucks.
Yep.
And so Martha Stewart turns everything back to normal. Marge wakes up and the family has brought her breakfast in bed, but it's just the ingredients.
It's like a bag of flour.
And eggs. Like they brought her breakfast to make in bed. Is it Always Sunny in Philadelphia where it's like the punishment for this game is you have to eat a cake, but it's that you have to eat all the ingredients separately. So it's like eat 2 cups of flour and a raw egg.
Oh, gross.
And 4 cups of sugar. I forget what that episode is. It's an old one, or at this point, what's an
is
old one?
Is it Charlie McDennis? Or what? They have a name for that game.
For whatever that game they
it's
play.
Charlie
is.
McDennis, the Game of Kings. I think it's
okay,
like
that sounds
something
right.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like and they show like Danny DeVito just eating dry flour out of the bag. God damn it, that show.
There's one thing where they have to, if you lose a game, you have to bring something you love so the other team can break it in front of you.
That show can be very funny.
Yeah,
it's not always, but it can be.
It got a good batting average in my eyes.
I think it went through a series of bad seasons when they had they got too big too quick and had to hire extra writers, and it wasn't good. I don't think it bats 1,000, but when it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
Then we get another commercial break, and when we come back, we get one last bit here of Maggie dreaming about a Muppet Christmas special, and this is fun. I like this bit.
I didn't find it that funny, but I appreciate.
Yep. I didn't think it was funny, but I liked it.
There's a great part that I did like. I hope I'm not jumping ahead. Where the puppet mole, because it's in front of a live studio audience.
Yep.
When the mole puppet comes on, they boo as if he's a real life child molester. It's like just this boo. Like what the fuck are they booing this puppet so much for?
I like how all of the characters look as Muppets. It kind of took me a second. It's a little discerning right away.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't like this, but it grew on me pretty quickly. There's something about seeing Lisa's spiky hair in 3D
it's
when you
off-putting.
see that there are other spikes and her head is round and not just starfish shaped. No, it's weird.
It's less off-putting with Bart.
Yeah,
which is funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me at all with Bart, but. Yeah, so the gist of this, what very thin story there is here, is that they're going to take a vacation to Hawaii, and Moe's going to house sit, but Homer told Mr. Burns he had a neck injury, and that's why he needs time off, otherwise Burns wouldn't have let him go, and I like Muppet Burns. I like how felt Burns looks. He comes over and was visited by the 3 ghosts, and so he's trying to tell, but Homer is trying to cover up that he's not actually hurt, and in the middle of all of this, Katy Perry shows up, which is a Muppet thing, have a celebrity.
Oh yeah, good call.
Like the Muppet Show or whatever, a celebrity shows up, and in this case, it's Katy Perry, a name I had not thought of in a long time.
She did fine.
Oh yeah, I think she's good in this.
Yeah.
Because it all ends with Burns being like, enjoy your vacation and God bless us everyone, and now let's sing 39 Days of Christmas, because he has an antiquated version of it. And I was keeping an eye on Katy Perry during all this because she's on screen and singing along. She does pretty well, because this is nonsense. This is the dumbest thing she's done that day, I guarantee.
Is it 12 Days of Christmas is the real version?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they sing this long song, and it kind of goes to, I think if I'm remembering this right, it goes to the credits and then comes back, and Muppet Mo goes to kiss Katy Perry, and he can't reach her face because she's a Muppet.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll just kiss your belly button, and he kisses right by her crotch, and she's like, that's not my belly button. And he goes to apologize, and she immediately is like, I didn't say stop.
Yeah.
That was
a good
fun.
gag,
Yep. And we wrap up. I thought that was a fun episode. I was immediately a little as soon as I saw that it was a Christmas episode, because I'm not usually in for Christmas stuff, Christmas specials, Christmas in entertainment doesn't usually do a lot for me. But these were funny. I liked this.
I think you liked it a little more than me, but it was fun, especially for an anthology. It was fine.
Yeah, it really was. It was Christmas Treehouse, you know, and it was good. I liked it. That one in the 40s I thought was very funny. Muppet one, I was on board.
I appreciate
for all
the
of it.
weirdness of the Muppet one.
Yeah, and fucking rosy-cheeked Nog Hog is real fucking funny. Also, I didn't Facebook a kid to death is the best online bullying joke I've ever heard.
That's the one that you can hang your hat on. You didn't bully a kid online until they murdered themselves.
Right. And like that's a sharp joke for The Simpsons. That's a very pointed joke for The Simpsons.
We're up to episode 9, Donnie Fatso. You ever seen Donnie Brasco?
I never have. Johnny Depp, Al Pacino?
I think
Is it
so.
good?
It's one of those movies that I saw probably like 3 or 4 years after it came out. Just like it's now in the 99-cent rental. And yeah, very good.
Okay.
It's been so long I can't give any deets, but yeah, I remember also thinking, man, Anne Hesh is on her way to startup because she was so good in that. I think she plays Donnie Brasco's girlfriend.
What else do I know her from? I know the name.
6 Days, 7 Nights. She was married to Ellen DeGeneres for a hot minute. I think she's had some mental health issues, perhaps. In a very funny movie called Cedar Rapids, where she's also very good in it.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
John C. Reilly and what's his name?
From like The Office and from Daily Show. Yeah.
Yeah. Sudeikis? No.
Also from... oh my God.
Ed Helms.
Ed Helms. Good pull.
Got it.
Yep. What's the movie he did with like Galifianakis and Bradley Cooper?
Hangover.
He's
Yeah.
So he's been in some big things. Yeah.
Hangover 1 I really liked. I didn't like 2 and didn't see 3.
I marginally enjoyed 2, didn't see 3.
2 is like mean-spirited in a way that the first one isn't.
I could see that. Yeah.
Which I didn't care for. Like 1 is like, look at these hapless idiots.
Yep.
And 2 is like, look at these hapless idiots treat other people like garbage. I'm like, oh, okay.
And 1, like, they do a good job of crafting the story. It's like, where is he?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, where could he, like, where you stay engaged and like, oh, fuck, they got to figure this shit out. Like,
also a brief appearance from Stephen Brody Stevens.
Oh, yeah, because he's
Pour one
friends. He's the cop in the police station giving the kids a tour.
Yep.
You don't want to be ever sitting here. What is it? We call this, it's like the loser zone or something like that. Yeah. And they're right there.
God, Brody Stevens was so good. We didn't deserve Brody Stevens.
Yeah. A rare bird.
Pour one out for a real one.
Yeah.
I saw him perform to 2.5 dozen people in Fargo who didn't know what they were seeing. Like,
and I remember when he came and I wanted to go, but I couldn't make it work with work.
People were so not into anything he was doing that like I was dying the whole time, enjoying myself. He closed with he just brought a chair on stage and sat in front of it on a stool and drummed along the drum beat to I think Shout at the Devil by Motley Crue while the audience played the whole song. Like the song was playing over the speakers and he just drummed along.
What the fuck? Like he had that queued up and ready to go.
Yeah. And he killed it. He nailed it. So he must know how to drum, I guess. I'm fucking howling. Nobody else is enjoying themselves. They haven't for the last hour.
Division I pitcher.
Yeah.
Arizona State, I believe.
Yeah. 808 till I die.
Yeah.
You got it. Man, Brody's so fucking good.
I wholeheartedly agree.
But no, I've never seen Donnie Brasco. I get it when it's referenced because it's like I know the gist, like undercover cop, it gets too close to where he likes the mobsters. It's like Serpico with a fresh set of paint, right?
It's kind of weird too. Like it's universally, oh yeah, that's a good movie, but it's not like in the pantheon of like, or pantheon. I always get them mixed up.
And Pantheon isn't real. I
think Pantheon is a brand of fucking like industrial paper from a company I used to work for. I'd see that all the time.
And it's ruined you ever since.
Yeah, I can picture the fucking logo. But it isn't spoken about like you get like a Godfather or a Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Probably because it isn't a Scorsese movie or a Coppola movie. Like, I can't remember who's behind Donnie Brasco, but
No idea.
that's for another podcast.
And Hesh.
As for The Simpsons, also, I don't know. I'm still not quite getting, or it takes me. It's still weird firing up an episode and not getting the original opening.
Every once in a while, I notice it.
It's like every fifth, like, oh yeah, we're not going back.
I don't know that it happened in this episode, but it happened to me in one of these episodes where I was like, oh yeah. Boy, Marge doesn't emote at all at the grocery store. Like,
not worried at all that they just scanned her child.
Yeah, every once in a while, I'm like, damn it. Okay. No, we got to move on.
Yeah, everything changes.
All things end. Yeah. This chalkboard gag is candy canes are not elf bones.
Yeah, that was good.
That's funny.
And in the couch gag, we get an advent calendar, which had some good visual gags. Advent calendar, only something found on TV?
Only on television.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, what a weird gift.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a calendar you can rip apart, and every day you get a tiny portion of chocolate. That sounds like an old-timey shit when chocolate was like a gold to children. Like, oh boy, if only I could get a sliver of chocolate.
I'm sure it's bad chocolate, too.
Yeah, right.
I bet it's whatever chocolate Easter bunnies are made of.
Yeah,
and those things, that's bad
chocolate.
Real chalky, grainy chocolate.
Meant to survive at room temp for 5 years.
Has that weird powder on the outside of it. Yeah, that's underground bunker chocolate.
And then we both go on record, fuck advent calendars.
Yeah. I would like, however, they've apparently gotten some manner of resurgence by doing specialty ones. I would like to have, I saw this, I think from Patton Oswalt on Twitter a few years ago. They do like, oh, here's a Scotch advent calendar. You pay for it, we'll send it to you, and there's a shot of all these different upscale scotches behind every door. Like that I can get behind.
Now that you say that rings a bell. Yeah, that's a thing though.
I'll wait patiently on the Pornhub advent calendar where it's a different flavor every...
Oh boy. Scratch and sniff, scratch and lick, whatever you got the money for.
A lot of musk on this one.
Yeah, too much musk this holiday season.
Too much musk is a fun 3-word phrase. T-shirt.
So the episode starts with the Simpsons house in shambles after what appears to be a New Year's Eve party. I don't know if they had a party or Marge and Homer just came home from one, but the place is a wreck. Well, no, because Bart's messed up. He had too many apple juice boxes.
Yeah, too many sparkling apple juices.
Yeah.
It must have been a party at their house because they have a Happy New Year banner.
Oh, you're right.
So Lisa's the only not hungover one.
Marge is a wreck, and Lisa's like, well, you didn't even drink. Turns out Marge got ham bone, got secondhand drunk from smooching a shithoused Homer.
I got secondhand wasted from smooching your father. Is very funny.
And then it's just Homer, trying to help take care of the mess. It's him dragging a bag of what we think is garbage, but he throws his recycles in the blue recycle bin. That's when Chief Wiggum and the boys roll up, turn on the gumballs, and write him up for a ticket.
The gumballs?
Not separating his recyclables, which that is a thing in bigger cities.
I've never heard cop lights referred to as gumballs.
Oh, no, gumballs. They're bright colors.
No, I get it. I just never have heard that before. They're cherries where I come from.
Yeah, I think cherries is probably definitely. I like to mix it up.
Yeah.
Keep it fresh.
Wait, is gumballs a Nathan original?
Oh, no, that's a thing I've heard before. Yeah,
I was like, oh, good for you.
I'm clever, but not that clever.
I always think of cops as rollers from Blues Brothers.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Rollers.
Yeah. Which makes sense because they do have a rhythmic thing to them. Yeah.
Or they're rolling around looking to bust you. I don't know which it's supposed to be, but I like it. Man, Blues Brothers is a good movie.
And we can't go down that road, man. I could fucking shit. We could have a Blues Brothers podcast.
Okay.
We could dissect each scene.
Do not tempt me.
Yeah.
I will start a Blues Brothers podcast today.
Orange Whip?
3 orange whips.
Fucking Orange Whip. It's an awesome drink choice.
Orange whips are good.
Yeah. But just a weird thing to assume that the table wants.
Right. Yep.
When's the last time you heard someone order an Orange Whip?
Listen, 2 strangers I've never met. You're for sure into this, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is. Yeah.
favorite movie of mine that no one has seen, Safe Men. It's get around a slow gin fizzes for the table. Such a great drink to assume everyone wants.
We gotta watch. Man, that might be our longest running gag because that's from like episode 4 of America's Barley Basket.
Preaching
that
the choir.
We gotta watch Safe Men.
Yeah.
Safe Men and Babes.
Yeah. Yeah. I know one of which is gonna be way easier to find.
Yeah. Babes doesn't exist in a modern context.
Physical
We've
or
looked.
digital.
Yeah. Some clips on
We're
YouTube
gonna have
about
to
as
get
good
a
as you're gonna do.
medium to watch Babes.
We're gonna have to make friends at Fox to be able to watch Babes.
So Homer gets written up for that, and just there's a series of things where he's just getting written up for every little thing he does is a ticket.
Yeah.
It just keeps building. So the point is $1,000 in fines. And I think it's Mo who turns, hey, you don't got to pay all of this. Just give a little bit to this person at whatever gate 4 at the courthouse.
Yeah.
They know the thing. So Homer just has a bag that says bribe on it. And the person's at lunch, so he just leaves it there with a note, which is so ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Which he gets nailed for, and it's that doesn't say bribe, it says bride. He's so dumb he can't stick with his lie.
Yeah.
Like, my bribe money was in there.
Yeah, a woman comes dashing in with a wedding dress on and grabs it, and he goes, "Hey, my bribe money!"
Yeah.
God damn it, Homer!
He, in an astonishing amount of time, goes right to the courthouse and is fucking given 10 years in prison.
Yeah.
Just like that. Homer's gone for a decade. The family is, of course, very crestfallen. And is it Wiggum that's walking him to the door that gives him the idea that, like, hey, you don't have to serve all your time.
Yeah,
There's a way.
There's another way out of this.
And that's when he gets introduced to an FBI agent voiced by John Hamm.
You got it.
Okay. I didn't
Did you
look
get
at
that all on your own?
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah. I try to. You might be noticed. I've always asked. That has to be someone, right? Like,
I don't. We've talked about before that I don't watch Mad Men.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what my touchstone for John Hamm is, but I feel like I've seen him in a lot of things.
Yep. I bet if you looked at his like Wikipedia filmography, it's like, oh shit, I've seen 7 of those movies, and he's pretty good in all of them.
He's somebody who is super fucking funny.
Yeah.
You don't realize it.
I put him in the Christopher Maloney category where he's best known. He's like from like Law and Order SVU. Yeah. He's a guy that's best known for a dramatic role, but is more than willing to play goofball fucking
Very
roles.
funny.
Yeah.
To bring it all back around, did you ever watch Happy, that show with Chris Maloney and Patton Oswalt?
No, and I've heard it's funny.
It's good. It's very good. Chris Maloney's good.
Yeah, very good. Jesus Christ. Before he's even famous, his role in Wet Hot American Summer.
Never saw that.
Oh my God.
Dude, I know. Everybody
it's a hit or miss.
That fucking movie.
It's that, I can't think of his first name, Wayne. David Wayne, perhaps. His style of comedy ain't for everyone, but if it hits hard.
That's the one everybody raves about in much the same way as Dazed and Confused or Fast Times, where it's like, you got to see everyone in this movie went on to be the biggest actor or actress ever.
Yep.
But I never watched it.
That's probably the most unifying thing, that a lot of these people went on to be stars, but it's way more of an esoteric comedy than like Dazed and Confused or Fast Times. Like, it's fucking oddball. Like, it's like it's not like tied to reality at all.
Okay.
Like, it's like shit can happen that's just insane.
I don't like movies that are set at camp.
Yeah.
I don't like camp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like it because they lean into the ridiculousness of a camp movie.
Okay.
You know, like I'm not gonna get much with it. Oh, we got to go to town for supplies, and they just live like they're fucking from getting to town in an afternoon. By that evening, they're all in a heroin den, all fucking tied off and nodding off. It's like, oh shit, we got to get back to the talent shows tonight. So they're fucking taking ropes off their arms and piling, and all of it's forgotten. Like, it's just, we're all back and we're all healthy, and none of us just did a ton of heroin.
That sounds a little Adult Swimmy for me.
Yeah,
but,
it gets pretty cuckoo bananas.
All right, I'll give it a try someday. Add it to the list with Safe Men.
Yeah. Man, that's a hell of a list. That's a night right there. So this is Homer meets FBI agent voiced by John Hamm, and you kind of knew it going in by the title. He's now going to be undercover.
John Hamm also got a hell of a hog on him. Like, you can find entire Tumblr pages dedicated to Here's John Hamm's very obvious dick print in his pants.
Really? His ham horn.
Yep. Apparently he's got a big
hog.
old ham bone.
Yeah.
Yep.
God, oh my God, your name's Ham?
It's right there.
You got a big horn, ham horn, ham hog, ham bone. It's just, man.
Because apparently, and he's apparently confirmed this, not a fan of wearing underpants.
Oh, interesting.
And I can see why, because you have a fucking 8-foot hog
I always
that
thought
can't be constrained.
bigger the junk, the more need for underpants. Because it'd just be flailing and twisting and bunching up.
Oh, find these Tumblr pages.
Yeah.
It's flailing.
Yeah, man. Like,
it's trying to escape at all times.
that could throw off your equilibrium if you were jogging. Just have it all shift to one side. It's like having weight shift on a boat. You know,
But I bet once you're going, you get a rhythm with it.
Yeah.
I bet you get into a rhythm.
Yeah, I think tidy whities and shit like it exists for the full peckered man. Just like you gotta tuck it all in there and pin it towards the body.
Full peckered man.
I hope that's how it's advertised in like high end men's. If you're searching for underwear, like like Macy's Fifth Avenue. If you're here for the full peckered line,
Yes, right this way.
Triple reinforced cotton.
Yeah, it's from the Tumblr pages I've stumbled onto. It's like, Jesus Christ, John.
Take it easy.
Fucking put a leash on that thing. Looks like a fucking piranha plant coming out of a pipe in Mario coming to get you.
So they've explained what's going to happen. They're going to use him as a way to kind of infiltrate Fat Tony's group. His name, it's a ridiculous name. Oh, my God. Oh, it's Nicky Blue Pants Alto Saxophone.
So fucking funny.
Ridiculous.
I laughed real hard at that.
And it's all kind of set up for him. He's in there. I mean, it's like his first day. He's in the lunch line, and he sees that John Hamm's character is now undercover as a prison guard. And like, hey, I'm gonna rough up one of Tony's goons, and you're gonna defend him. So that's what he does. Hits him in the face with a goddamn fucking dinner tray, which would hurt.
That's like some ECW shit. Getting hit with a cafeteria tray.
And they drag him off, and then like, hey, Homer, we're gonna beat up these steaks. So it sounds like we're beating you up. And he's wailing because they're ruining perfectly good steaks.
So dumb.
So all of the mafia guys that are in prison are hearing him. What they assume is a vicious ass kicking. It's like that Nicky Blue Pants is all right, you know. Like, listen,
you just hear fucking like punch sound effects and shit with Homer going, "Oh, come on, let me have it."
Yeah, it's like, give it to my mouth. Like, what? Yeah, it's a good scene for laughs.
That was fun.
So the word gets down to Fat Tony, and Fat Tony's all about getting him, part of the gang. It's like kind of as a thanks. It's also because of how shoddy of a prison it is. It's like, well, we're going to get you out of here. It's like, well, how are we going to get out of prison? It's like, this was built by mafia contractors. He just like flicks a brick wall and a human-sized hole collapses. Yeah. There's a limo waiting.
Yeah.
So they just tear off.
I like Fat Tony a lot.
Yeah.
And then what's the guy's name that plays him? Montaigne? Joe Montaigne?
Yeah, he's a good man. Talk about been doing this for 20 years now. Mm-hmm. Fat Tony's an early character in The Simpsons.
Yeah, and a little bit of an acting career outside of there. Oh, yeah. Not a huge one, but he shows up in things.
He's in Airheads.
Yes, he is. He's the DJ in Airheads. Man, Airheads is a fucking good movie.
Yeah. I think he's also one of those guys that's been on like maybe 2 longer running like NB or CBS like your mom likes it type show, like a police procedural.
Like, oh, this cop show for dads.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right. I can see his face.
Yep, someone's hollering at their.
God damn it! Yeah. It's Chicago.
CSI Omaha. It's from 17 seasons. How have you not seen
Chicago Murder. Yeah. What's wrong with you? He's also the bad guy in Baby's Day Off from like 1995. It was one of only a handful of kids' VHS tapes that Grandma had. So I've seen.
You watched it 17 times.
Baby's Day Off a few times. Yeah.
So Homer finds out that to get into the gang, he's going to have to earn his way in by doing some kind of gang initiation, which he is tasked with burning down fucking Moe's.
Yep.
And what's the retaliation is Fat Tony had a Russian contact that he actually misdialed and got Moe's, and Moe flipped out because the name is some kind of prank.
Yuri Nation.
Yeah. My mouth is needing urination.
Which, why would you ever
Why
say
would you
it
ever
like that?
announce it like that?
But yeah, Tony deeply offended by this.
So Homer obviously is very shook by this because he likes Moe and he loves Moe's bar. But as he's sheepishly walking up with the gas tank and the lighter, Moe comes out with a gas tank and a lighter. It's like, it's either this or build in a women's room.
Yeah.
So he's just committing fucking insurance fraud.
Rather than put in a women's room. Jesus, Moe. A lot of Moe in this one. I kind of just now am realizing in this batch.
Oh, absolutely. Which, never a problem.
Never
with
a
that.
bad thing.
Never hear a complaint on our end for that. And so now he's in. He's part of the gang. And the big thing is, and I think the FBI mentioned this earlier, they want to get him on an illegal gun run. He's getting illegal Belgian guns.
Belgian guns. We have Belgian listeners. Hello, Belgium.
Hello, Belgium. And during this, so the guns are coming in. They're at the pier, and the FBI swarms. Fat Tony then realizes Homer's an informant, and the shock of it kills him.
I adore the mechanics of his camera. Like we get it explained earlier. In your right sideburn is because he has like fucking Fonzie hair.
Yeah.
In your right sideburn is a microphone, and in your left sideburn is a camera. And to zoom in, you go, "Hey!" And when you want to zoom out, you go, "Oh!" And I think it's so funny because in this scene you have Homer who's conflicted but listening in his ear to what they want him to do. He's back there, "Hey, oh, hey, oh!" Like fucking it's funny.
And it was then there's also a gag. He says, "Forget about it." That's the self-destruct that his hair starts on fire.
on fire. Yeah, God, that's fun.
So Homer is now at home, out of prison, but he's conflicted because he became fond of Fat Tony, and he knows
they're
that
pals.
and Fat Tony treated him well.
Yep.
And he realizes that his actions led to Fat Tony's death, and it's been weighing him down. And he ends up going to Fat Tony's grave just to pay some respects. I don't know if he's going to ask for forgiveness post-mortem, but it's there. He is abducted by Fat Tony's skinny cousin, Fit Tony.
God damn it.
So ridiculous.
Also, at that grave, he gets fucking hit with a spade in the back of the head, which is a thing you see in cartoons. But if you really think about how fucking bad it would hurt to get hit with a spade.
Yep.
Spades are fucking heavy.
It could kill you.
It could kill you.
Back of your skull where it's soft.
God damn it. That's where all the memories are.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. You're a fucking shell of yourself if you recover.
I like Fit Tony. I like Fit Tony a lot. Fit Tony's like yoked.
Yep, sounds just like Fat Tony.
Yeah, looks like him too. Like the face is exactly the same except on this muscular body.
Yeah.
Fucking Homer says something along the lines of, "I've never seen an Italian man wear a tracksuit for exercising."
I wonder if that's just a TV stereotype, or
tracksuits.
Did the middle-aged Italian man lean towards tracksuits?
I don't know. It has to come from somewhere,
right?
Yeah. It's gotta.
I mean, I lean towards. I'm wearing fucking sweatpants right now.
You are. Yeah.
I'm a man of comfort.
I've never owned a tracksuit though.
Yet.
Yes, you're
never
correct.
Too young.
Never too young to wear a tracksuit.
So. Thin Tony is going to kill Homer as revenge.
Tony.
Or Fit Tony. But first, he has to get his exercise in, so he brings Homer to the gym, so they're working out together. And we get a Mr. Burns appearance because he makes a joke about, like, I've never enjoyed a job so much. I've never had a boss I cared for.
Yeah.
And fucking, what's his name? Burns is, like, on, like, a fucking step machine. I was like, I'm right here.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah. Why would he be? He's a monster. And it's during this time where Homer's regaling him with tales of how wonderful the time was with Fat Tony, they realizes, God damn it, Homer really cares for Fat Tony, and his memory's going to live on, so he can't kill Homer. So that's how Homer survives.
Fit Tony, while Homer's crying, telling stories about Fat Tony, Fit Tony stops the elliptical machine and goes, "Your tears seem in no way crocodilian," which is really funny.
That's a good line. So what we get here is a voiceover, which it's Goodfellas.
Yeah, it's the ending of Goodfellas.
Because Homer's back at home. It's him just on the front step, just like in Goodfellas. And we get a tale of how Fit Tony slowly takes over Fat Tony's enterprise and then starts to enjoy a taste for finer foods like Fat Tony and becomes Fat Fit Tony, known as Fat Tony for short. So he's just a new Fat Tony.
Yep. Which not to pat myself on the back, I knew that's where that was going as soon as Fit Tony showed up. I was like, oh, how are we going to get there?
Because I was like, we can't kill off Fat Tony. He's got to show up again.
So we didn't change anything. Like the end of the episode, even with Fat Tony dead, he's still here. You know, the 30 minutes and everything's back to the way it was.
Yeah.
It was fun.
There'll eventually down the road, I bet, be like a fourth wall joke where it's like, well, you're not like, how could you remember that? You're not the original Fat Tony.
Yeah,
you know, like
I'm sure it's
pointing out how silly it is. Yeah.
We get a good one of those later in this batch.
Yep, we do.
Point back to past episodes joke. Yeah, this was fun. I like this one.
Yep, this is one of my favorites.
I like Fat Tony.
Yep. We don't get a lot of the goons, which is interesting. Usually very goon heavy with Fat Tony.
Yeah, like we get some Louie.
Yeah, which I'm fine with. The goons, they have their place. But
I prefer Johnny Tightlips. I think Johnny Tightlips is still the best. Johnny Tightlips has lived rent-free in my head for this whole show.
I ain't saying nothing.
Oh, God, Johnny Tightlips, who shot you? I ain't saying nothing. Fucking A. That's so funny. That's such a good joke. Episode number 10 is Moms I'd Like to Forget, and it took me longer than I'm willing to admit to get that title. Like,
oh yeah, it took me a hot second.
I was like, what is this? I right away, like I usually do, I'm like, oh, there's a movie I've never heard of again, but no, I get it. We start off, we're playing dodgeball at the school. It's 4th graders versus 5th graders. Do kids still play dodgeball?
I bet.
I know adults who are part of adult dodgeball leagues.
Was dodgeball a staple of your gym class in junior high and high school?
Not nearly as much as kickball. We were much more a kickball school.
We were more dodgeball. I would have preferred kickball. I'm a much better kickballer than a dodgeballer.
Likewise. Yeah.
I got an arm. I was always good at catching the ball to get people out because that was one part of the rules. If you catch it, they're out too. And you get to bring one of your guys back. Catching it was huge.
Yeah, I was never good at catching, but I was a decent hooker.
See, I'm not. Yeah, couldn't hook.
I can smell that ball right now.
Yeah, I could feel it.
Yeah, and hear it. You hear that boing.
Yeah, I could also feel a kickball pretty clearly, too.
To us, that was the same ball.
Oh, no, really? Yeah, we used a smaller, basically almost like a squishy. It even had the lining of a volleyball, like it had like the lines in the same spot, but it was a squishy. Imagine a volleyball made of a solid or Nerf material with like a, I don't know, well, like a Nerf type outer, so it's kind of slick. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How big of a ball are we talking?
Volleyball size. Exactly volleyball size. So like a grown-ass man could throw it 95 miles an hour and fucking decleat somebody.
That's what you played kickball with?
Oh, no, dodgeball.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yeah. I thought you were talking about kickball. I'm like, are you out of your mind?
Well, that added an element to it. That'd be a harder ball. You could strike people out in kickball. You got a no kicker going. They're calling kids from other classes.
Like dodgeball, it was that rubber ball that's in this episode. And it's, I don't know, a little bigger than a volleyball, between a volleyball and a basketball. Yeah. And then our kickball
was that inflatable, like they got air in the middle of them.
So does the dodgeball.
See, our dodgeball solid core foam.
Really? Yep. Weird. Yep. Our kickball then was that same ball, same color, material, and everything, except bigger. Like not quite a beach ball.
That one I can smell.
Yeah, it was the same material.
God, yes. Kickball, just when you kicked it in the gap, you knew you had extra bases. That was a good feeling.
Yeah, we played in the gym a lot, so we ruined a lot of ceiling tiles. Because you can kick a ball into the ceiling, no problem.
I don't know if we had a big fun. Did you have a double gym with 2 courts? Yeah, what am I talking about?
That's very funny.
I can't believe you're fucking.
2
I can't believe you got a roof.
Holy shit! 2 quarts, this guy.
Sometimes you kick it too high in the air and a vulture gets it. Game over.
Do you have 2 quarts?
So you can picture for ours, we had an outfield, you know, like so you can fucking kick it in the gap and get bouncing around and get underneath the goddamn bleachers. Jesus Christ, moonwalking inside the park home
You
runs.
had bleachers?
Yeah.
No, we had bleachers also.
Just laid in the dirt.
Oh man, 2 quarts, this fucking guy.
We had a big mechanical curtain that could lower. So like during basketball practice, it'd be like JV on one side, varsity on the other. Yeah.
Wow. So your courts were end to end or side by side?
Side by side.
Okay.
Yep.
And that curtain was that big?
Oh yeah, but if that curtain were to fall, there'd be a million lawsuits. It was like a heavy material, like I mean, like you could punch it, not break a knuckle, but you wouldn't puncture it at all.
Okay.
Like, yeah. You would have to have a very sharp, large knife to puncture that thing. There's some netting in parts too.
This life y'all living with your multiple courts.
When we'd have a junior high dance, they'd lower the curtain, and the dance is on one side, and the kids that didn't feel comfortable with dancing would go shoot basket. Usually religious freaks go shoot baskets because there's one church where like there'd just be a group of girls over there shooting baskets. Like none of those girls play basketball, and it's obvious by watching them shoot. Oh, they just can't dance because they go to the Footloose fucking church. And then there'd always be a bunch of D-gen boys like starting fucking shit on fire with hairspray in the men's room.
God damn
so you had a choice of what avenue you want. Do you want to be pious religious weirdos? You want to be fire fucking brand weirdos, or do you want to be normal fucking?
Or do you want to go to the dance like a normal kid?
I remember being in the men's room taking a leak and watching these guys start shit on fire. It looked like a lot of fun. I was like, God damn it, Nathan, you can't go down this road.
We for sure had fire kids, you know. We for sure had the kids that did whatever you do to a cigarette lighter to make the flame 9 inches tall when you flick it.
Yeah,
like we had all those
that in a while.
kids. Yeah. Frankenstein lighters, they were called. And yeah, the kids with an aerosol can, woof, with making a flamethrower.
Put a thin layer of hairspray on your forearm and set it on
had
fire.
That kid.
Yeah.
That was all the same kid, by the way. All of these kids were the same kid.
We were big enough. We had like 6 of them and maybe 4 looky-loos, like just dabbling in the hairspray fire lifestyle.
That same kid also convinced one of the other kids in my class to take this folded gum wrapper tinfoil piece and stick it in an electrical socket.
Oh wow!
Like
How'd that go
kid,
for him?
That kid dropped out. Like that kid was a bad kid.
Troubled boy.
For fucking sure.
Yeah.
And it didn't go that great for him. He fucking caught one. He caught a hot shock.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, he didn't die. Like we didn't have an in memoriam at the prom that year.
Didn't have
He's
someone
fine.
singing Bone Thugs at the Carson prom.
See you at the crossroads. Played that song "I'll Be Missing You" from Puff Daddy, his Biggie song.
None of all the girls were bashful, so like a lunch lady singing the Faith Evans part.
Say what you will about Puff Daddy, that's a good song. So we're having a dodgeball game at the school. We haven't started this episode at all. It's 4th graders versus 5th graders. We have a showdown between Bart and this 5th grade kid. And the 5th graders end up winning. It's a fun thing where Bart fucking smokes him and yay, 4th graders win, but it takes the ball so long to come down and then the kid catches it. Oh, but Bart's out, 5th grade wins. And there's this rivalry between the 4th and 5th grade, and they're going to have a rumble to settle it all.
Gangs of New York style.
Yeah, West Side Story is the one I thought of.
Yeah.
Is Gangs of New York good? Because I've not heard great things.
It's definitely not one of Scorsese's best, but it's good. It has the good moments are really good.
Okay, I like that era of history. The kind of the Burroughs, the fucking
Tammany Hall,
Molly Maguires and Tammany Hall. Yeah, I like all that shit. But I just never got around to Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever heard a good thing about it.
Oh, really? I mean, I think the reviews were positive, but not overwhelming.
Okay.
Probably like a 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, if I had to guess.
Okay.
Cameron Diaz being cast as like an Irish person kind of threw me off. And I just don't think it's not on her. She just doesn't. Everyone else is gaunt and pale with black hair, and all of a sudden there's this gorgeous blonde hair.
And she's Cameron Diaz.
Yeah. It's like, that's tough. It's a tough sell.
Yeah. Cameron Diaz, is she like, does Cameron Diaz still act? Is she still in things?
Kind of retired.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if she's raising kids or just taking a break or what's going on there.
Yeah, I never...
Yeah,
she seems so quintessentially 90s and early aughts.
I had that thought. I was like, is she in a HBO show I've never seen? But nope,
Was she in a helicopter accident that I don't remember?
She has a self-imposed taking a break.
Huh.
I guess it's not like forever.
She's Garth Brooks in it.
Yeah, right. Well, so eventually she will burst from the scenes and start touring again.
Tarantino will revitalize her career in something. I always liked her.
Bridget Fonda going on like 20 years without being in a movie. You definitely recognize her if you saw her. She was in a lot of shit in the 90s.
Okay.
Did you ever see that giant alligator in a lake?
Lake Placid with Oliver Platt and Betty White.
She's the star of Lake Placid.
That's a fucking good movie.
I think her case is she got married late in life. It's like, I want to have kids now. And she just had kids. Like, you know what? I don't need to go back.
Huh.
Yeah. So I think Bridget Fonda's been in a movie in 20 fuck. And not like she left at a low point. She was maybe at her peak, you know, like... So yeah, shout out to Bridget Fonda.
What up, Bridget Fonda? yeah. And Cameron Diaz.
I would warm my heart if I found out Bridget Fonda was a fucking weekly listener to the podcast. Oh my God. Please, Bridget Fonda. Someone, if you work for Bridget Fonda, just see if she'll listen to one episode.
Yeah, just one. Just a little one.
Yeah.
Send her the one with MC Hammer's hammer. Everybody loves that episode. That's easily our best performing episode on YouTube.
She like Troublesome Hogs. If she does, she'll love that. Just you like stories of people trapped in a homemade tanning machines. Did you like Troublesome Hogs or Unorthodox Tanning? Question marks. God, it's funny we don't have more listeners. This is such universal topics.
Right, yeah. We're so relatable. All our material. So they're going to have this rumble, but then both the boys stop, Bart and this other boy, whose name I never bothered to learn. They both stop because they realize they both have the same scar, and it takes them a while to figure out what it is when it's clearly a cocktail sword.
Yeah, yep.
It was like, cocktail sword. Mm-hmm. But they're both like, oh, what the fuck? We both have this same scar. That's weird. So Bart goes home and asks his mom, like, what's up with this scar? She's like, oh, I knew this day would come. And she sits, the toilet is closed, and she sits on the toilet to tell him the story. And he freaks out. He's like, what are you doing? You can't, you're on the toilet. And she says, when it's closed, it's a chair. Yeah. I thought that was very funny.
There's a good scene. I think it's while they're in the bathroom. Is that when she's like chastising Homer for eating peanuts in the shower?
Yeah, because she's cleaning the drain.
Such a gross food to eat. Peanuts in the shell in the shower. So repulsive.
Imagine a wet peanut.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
And I think his thing is, well, you can't start the day without that fresh from the circus feeling. He's
having a great day.
He walks out the door.
And earlier in this, I don't know why they're in Skinner's office, but if you notice, this is, I don't know, I'm sure maybe you've seen it before and haven't even said anything. If you look at the diplomas on his wall, one of them is from the Springfield Diploma Mill.
Awesome.
So like he just paid to get one of those pay to play.
Yeah.
Like, that's so great.
I've never noticed that.
Yeah, Springfield Diploma Mill is what it's called.
Some real good moments out of Skinner later in this batch.
And another episode coming too.
So Marge explains that that they used to go to this kiddie gym, which is maybe a real thing for people who live in real cities.
Yeah, it is, yep.
And Marge was like a friend of all of these other moms, and their kids would all play together at the kiddie gym. And that's like, so you know that boy that you were rivaling with earlier. But then she explains, or fails to, that the moms had a falling out, and that's kind of the end of the story. Like, so didn't answer Bart's question at all. And I think it's Bart suggests that, like, oh, maybe you guys should all get back together again and hang out. So they do. The wives, it's Marge and these other three, who I don't think we know their names. Yeah. They all get back together. And all of the kids are hanging out with each other, and all of the husbands are hanging out with each other. And I love how much the other husbands hate Homer.
Yeah, that's a great bit of writing.
Yeah, like there's the one who the whole time is always just
Blonde-haired
God
guy.
damn it, shut up.
There's a scene earlier. It's in the bathroom when it's explaining. She's explaining the backstory to Bart, and how much, and she's talking how much she misses, how much fun they had. And Marge goes, "We called ourselves the Cool Moms." And Bart leans forward. "Nothing's cooler than calling yourself cool."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Bart.
So good.
Such an asshole.
All four of these kids have the same scar, that cocktail sword on their hand. They're hanging out. They're a little intense for Bart, which is funny. I like that Bart is kind of the wuss of the four.
The fifth graders, man, they get more testosterone.
Yeah. Yeah. Got much testosterone going in fifth grade when you're 11?
Sixth grade.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was,
Even that feels early. Maybe I was a late bloomer.
I was busting by fall of fucking 12 years old, man. I bloomed early. The bloom didn't get big, but I bloomed early. The bloom didn't grow for long. It wilted quick.
The bloom wasn't big, but it was a fucking mess.
Came on in a hurry. Blasts came on in a heater.
Is that Proud Mary?
No, it's fucking Jackson.
Oh,
Johnny Cash.
Jesus Christ.
June Carter.
I'm going to blast it. We for sure just ruined that Johnny Cash song for anybody who liked it. That's a fucking good song.
Indeed.
So Marge goes out on a gals' night out with these four women, and has now she's got a social life. She's got her own thing going on. I like the cutaway diagram of her brain, like this little nugget of social life trying to wedge its way in, and then it just stabs this repressed rage bubble in her brain and takes its place. So good for Marge. She comes home wasted from their gals' night out, and Homer's staying home now to watch the kids because Homer fucking doesn't go to work anymore.
Yeah, apparently.
So he's staying home while she's out. She comes back all fucking toasted on Merlot, and they talk about she's kind of yakking his ear off, and he's like, "Oh, that's good, that's nice, hon," and she said something about we should go to the beach, and Marge says, "But the sand makes me sad because it used to be big rocks, but not anymore." And she's crying. Yeah. That's such a great drunk thing to be sad about. Yeah. It used to be big rocks. So these other boys are a little intense for Bart. They're like sledding down the hill in a trash can lid. Just insane behavior to me anyway. Maybe this is how boys grow up, but to me this is crazy.
Some vicious falls.
Yeah. One of them falls out of the treehouse and his legs all backwards.
Yep.
They're a little much for Bart. So he decides that he's going to break up the moms. And he thinks finding the origin of the scars is the way to do this. And I forget who it is. Is it Marge maybe that sends him to Comic Book Guy? Oh. Comic Book Guy knows what happened, basically. And we get to the store, and they bully Comic Book Guy, or mostly Bart. Yeah. It's not quite origin of the meme, but I've seen this before when Lisa says, "I'm very uncomfortable being a girl in this store," and it pans back to like a Xena warrior princess chained to a big rock with her fucking tits out. I've seen that posted.
Oh, really? I haven't.
I feel very uncomfortable being a girl here. I've seen that used as responses to things online. Comic Book Guy explains where the sword scars came from. We haven't spent much time with Comic Book Guy in a long time.
Good call.
So this felt like a fun treat. This was way back when, I think 7 years ago, so they were only a few years old. it's 4th of July, and the person without a date has to run the fireworks, and so it's comic book guy because it's always comic book guy. So he's running the fireworks, and he has a big sandwich with 4 cocktail swords stuck in it to hold it together. And as he's about to make love to this sandwich, the boys come running over, and they hit all the fireworks, and fireworks go off and cause an explosion of sorts, and the sandwich explodes, and the 4 hot cocktail sword picks all land on the boys' hands, and that's how they all got the scars. First note, I have never seen cocktail swords used in a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like a long toothpick with some frilly cellophane
frilly
bullshit.
cellophane. That's sandwich architecture.
Yeah. So I don't know who's...
What does the cocktail sword get used most commonly for, do you think? Like finger foods?
No, cherries in a drink.
Oh, okay. Yep, you're right.
Or olives in a martini.
I was thinking I've seen them in hors d'oeuvres too, but you're right.
I mean, probably.
It's more, you know what it probably is? You're in a hurry. I can't find the ones with the frilly shit. Let's just use some cocktail fucking.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like if I went somewhere and they had some finger food stuck around and like, oh, here's a, mozzarella ball, tomato, and basil leaf on a cocktail sword, I'd be like, okay, sure. Yeah. Like I wouldn't think twice about it.
I like treats.
Yeah. But when I think cocktail sword, I think drink.
Yep, you're right. That's
cocktail, if you will.
There we go. Right? Yeah.
So that's where they all got the scars, and Bart kind of Marge is at this cool moms club. They're all meeting and hanging out again, and Marge is kind of telling this story about how and he thought that he would find out the origin and it would break us up. And one of these moms are shitty. One of them's like, well, that would make sense. Your boy is the bad influence. And it cuts to her brain as this little thing labeled denial about family stabs the social life bubble and takes its place. Yeah. And Marge storms out of there. And then in an insane turn, one of them says, well, now that she's gone, and they all start making out.
So weird.
I was like, what is going on right now? Simpsons? Yeah. And that's pretty much cap on that episode.
That's it, yeah.
Probably my least favorite of the bunch, but still not bad. I didn't dislike it, but I do think it's the weakest of this bunch. But I think that we have a fucking strong bunch here this time. So
I would probably take this one slightly ahead of Christmas one.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. A lot of that Christmas stuff was good enough for me to stay in front of this one. I appreciate a lot of comic book guy, and we got a lot of it.
Yeah, that was nice to see.
And man, sand makes me sad because it used to be big rocks, but not anymore. Yeah, is super fucking funny.
Good drunk person thing. Yeah,
put that in fancy cursive script tattooed on someone's ribs. Yeah. Let's do it.
It's like a fucking obscure emo band's lyrics.
Yeah, exactly. Is that Panic at the Disco? Yeah. Shout out to Panic at the Disco, who we got to hear from earlier.
You heard us pitch perfect.
A little known fact, to peek behind the curtain, that was actually Nathan and I, and not Panic at the Disco.
It was our reimagining of it, if you will.
It's not a remake, it's a reimagining.
Okay, we're up to episode 11, Flaming Moe. While coming into work, Homer, Lenny, and Carl run into the night shift, which it's funny. This is a good idea.
Yep.
Because this is a power plant. They got a night shift, but we've never seen them before.
Never seen them.
And they look somewhat similar, which I like.
They're all the same shape, and there's 2 white ones and a black guy. Yep. You can tell that they have their analogs.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of hostility, and then it becomes, I think it's over someone leaving a candy bar, and it turns out that the Homer doppelganger ate it.
Yep.
And that's when a riot breaks out.
Yep.
And there's a third shift versus first shift, and Smithers witnesses it from above and goes to tell Burns about it. And Burns is in the middle. We get the blue-haired lawyer guy.
Yep.
With the glasses. Burns is in the middle of reading his will. And he's like, is this your will? Is that what you're working on? And he's like, yeah, I know it's hard to believe a man as hale and hearty as me. He fucking sneezes and the top of his head flips off.
Flaps open.
Yeah, so he just pushes it back on like a toupee that came loose. Yeah, that's some extreme feeble burns, and his skull is falling apart. And so, okay, we got it all ready to go. I like the lawyer's like, okay, we got to finish it up. And this is the half hour of the day that you're coherent. And then when it ends, when the half hour is up, his eyes get wide. He thinks he's like in an old-timey cartoon with a dinosaur.
Riding a dinosaur.
Oh, it was very good.
This first 5 minutes is so packed, dense, full of jokes.
Yep, very good.
When the guys are leaving work and see the night shift coming in, Lenny goes, they think they're better than us just because their performance reviews reflect that fact.
Yeah,
that's so
good.
fucking funny. And when Smithers goes running to Burns when he sees the fight, he's like, Mr. Burns, the two shifts are fighting like Iraq and Iran. And Burns goes, who? And Smithers, real dejected, just goes, Persia and Mesopotamia. God damn it. I was dying.
It's not really a joke, but coming up in just like a few seconds here, it's Smithers finally finds a way to get his hands on the will and sees that he's not in it, and he goes to confront Mr. Burns. And Mr. Burns like sitting in front of the fireplace with a giant sea tortoise.
Yep.
I can't think of it. He has a name for
Sheldon.
it. Yeah. And he's like looking at them. He's like, you put this person there. And Sheldon gets everything. Like, why would it? It's like, how I always wish you and Sheldon would get along. And he feeds him like a leaf of lettuce.
So funny.
Oh my
I like
God!
that this has secretly been happening this
there's
whole
been a
time.
rivalry
that
between
Smithers
these
and
two.
Sheldon, the
Yeah.
tortoise, don't like each other.
Yeah.
God damn it! This episode is good.
Yeah, very good. And it turns out that Burns doesn't respect Smithers because Smithers has always worked for Burns, and Burns respects a self-made man. So he wants He wants Smithers to go out there and make something himself, which. You know, Smithers is very happy where he is in life. He likes being fucking Burns' right-hand man. So leaves work dejected, decides he wants a drink, and goes to the local kind of trendy gay bar, dance club.
The League of Extra Horny Gentlemen.
There we go. Yeah. And everyone in front of him is a hunk. And they're not even so much about his body. It's more just like his flat top, his bow tie. He's just a square.
Yeah.
And they laugh him out of there. He doesn't know where to go. He sees Moe's is open. He's like, oh, it's quiet at least. And he's in there. Literally, I think the only person in there right away.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there having a drink. And
he orders a scotch and water. And Moe goes, all my scotch is scotch and water.
Oh, my God. Yeah. And he's okay with it. He's like, okay.
Okay.
And he just floats the idea, my community could use a bar like this where just regular people can fit in. And Moe doesn't dismiss it like angrily or nothing. He's like, I don't think I can pull off something like that, and I got a good thing going here. And that's when fucking Barney bursts out of the men's room holding that urinal.
And you see a ripped off pipe in the background spewing water all over the place.
And I can't remember what fucking Moe says, but he has like a emotional connection to that.
That was my grandmother's urinal.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And that's when he decides that, you know what, we could maybe mix things up here.
Yeah.
It ain't going so hot. That bar's fucking pitiful. So Smithers, which is smart thinking, he sees that there's other regular guys getting turned down at the fancy gay club. Is this the first time we officially see that the music teacher's gay?
I think so. I think that's been hinted at before, but I think this is the most overt for sure. I also like the little detail, and maybe it doesn't age great, but the fact that all they did to the front of the store was take out the E. So it's Moe's.
Oh, yeah.
M-O''S. Like, I'm like, that maybe doesn't age great, but that's pretty funny. That little touch.
I didn't even catch it. That is a good gag, though. And it does well, right? I mean, it ain't like gangbusters, but it's full. Like, I mean, there ain't a waiting list at the door, but you can get in. It's pretty full. People are having a good time.
It looks way different. They definitely spruced it up.
Much cleaner, more like less dingy bar. And Lenny and Carl and Homer walk in because they're regulars. They're kind of they're not like they're more perplexed than outraged.
Yeah, they're confused, but they're not mad.
There's a gag where it's like, did you see what's going on in the men's room right now? And someone's washing their hands. And they're just baffled by this, which that's a fucking good joke. And we get like a weird mix of people there too. Like, well, I guess it's a gay bar, so I forget. Selma and or Patty is gay.
Yeah, I forget which one.
And Selma runs into a drag queen, and they get into some kind of skirmish, and Selma goes, I'm going to knock you inside out. The drag queen's response, a doctor already did.
Insane.
Jesus Christ, did I pop at that?
That is a fun exchange between the drag queens and Marge and Selma.
And the voice acting is good, too. Yeah, you're right, Marge is there, too. Like,
yeah. That's how it starts. The one comes up and is like, oh, no one's going to believe that that's your real hair. And Marge is like, what do you mean? And then they're immediately like, or that voice. Jeez. What about her voice? Selma comes in. That was a fun.
That's how it starts.
That was
right.
a fun exchange.
And the old music teacher found love at the Numos, and he's announced that he's eloping and he will no longer be teaching music at Springfield Elementary. And we get some new hippie chick teacher, Calliope, I think we find out her name is.
Juniper is her name.
Oh, really? Okay. And she's very, very different than the old music teacher. Lots of classes outside and stuff like that. Very, very granola. And flash back to the bar. Fucking Mr. Burns pops in. He's impressed. He tells Smithers he did good. And there's a great scene where this kind of more bearish gay guy's like, Burns, I didn't know. And like, you're going to have a lemon party, which is a hell of a thing to reference on network television.
Yeah. Not only did he say the words lemon party, but he also says, Smithers, I didn't know you were a geezer pleaser.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if that's a real term in the gay community, but it ought to be, because that's super fucking funny.
Yeah. And Burns, ooh, an old-fashioned lemon party. I want the first squeeze. And the guy's jaw drops a little. And that same guy that talked to Burns is also the same guy that kind of makes a pass at Mo. It happens a couple times. And Mo always turns him down, but he finds a way of doing it, just like he's busy. Oh, I got to watch the Tonys tonight.
Yeah.
Because Mo is, like, because it's for him, it's good for business. He's fashioned himself as a gay man. Because he thinks that's how to keep this place afloat. He's, he make himself part of the scene,
Yeah.
And Smithers sees this. Smithers does not like it.
Doesn't tell him that he's not gay, because he thinks they won't come to his bar, which is an insane thing to think.
Yeah.
That he thinks they'll all leave if they find out he's straight.
And it kind of escalates when a handful of the gay guy regulars come in. And they're griping about getting scorned by at a city council meeting over some decision that they wanted. And so the men come to a conclusion that Mo should run for city council. So they finally have some representation. Smithers, now he's furious, kind of lets him know, you cannot do this. And Mo's like, you're right. I'm gonna have to tell him the truth in 4 years. And he's like, the queen is back. He says as he comes out of the fucking whatever side room where all the shit's stored.
Yeah, they want him to be on the city council. They want one of their own, and that's who they picked.
And while they're having one of the outdoor classes with the new music teacher, Skinner shows up because he has some tardy slips that weren't signed.
You didn't fill out the permission slips properly.
Oh,
the music teacher, by the way, played by Kristen Wiig.
Oh, okay. I knew it. Yeah, I was figuring it had to be somebody. Skinner immediately has a crush on her to the point he is so smitten that he has Bart come to his office during school and pays Bart off, I think, with free extra time off, an extra week of this, extra week of that. And it's to go out to ask out her, the music teacher's annoying third grade daughter so that he can weasel his way in to be a chaperone. And that's what they do. And
so
it works out.
Double date with this 10-year-old boy.
Yep. So fucking weird.
Weird. Very weird.
Yeah. Oh, man.
The daughter, whose name is Melody, is played by Allison Hannigan.
Oh, interesting. Really?
Yeah, of American Pie and How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. Buffy, perhaps?
Buffy, yeah.
She's part of 3 big franchises.
I always liked her. She's adorable.
Yep, seems like a nice person.
Yeah, seems like a nice lady.
Skinner shows up at school looking a little rough. Turns out he had a goddamn one-nighter with the music teacher.
Hell yeah, he did.
Good for Skinner.
I have noted at this point, because the kids go to an arcade for their little kid date that these two are chaperoning, and Bart is playing that fucking skateboarding game where you actually are on the skateboard.
Yep.
Did you ever play that? Because that's real.
I remember it, yep.
Yeah, they had one in Kirkwood Mall in my youth, and like, it was fun, but impossible. You didn't know. It was one of those, I can't tell how what I'm doing is correlating to what's happening on this screen.
Am I facing the right way? Nothing makes sense.
I'm gonna go play DDR. That's why I came here, but I got distracted by this dumb skateboard thing.
It's real big. There's a lot going on right now.
There's too many lights. How could I resist?
Yep. So Skinner is, he's loving this girl. But Bart cannot put up with the third grader anymore. He's like, I'm breaking it off with her, which I like when she's always falling around in the on the playground. He's like, I got to talk to you. Can I do a handstand against you? Just such a little kid thing. So he's standing there and this kid's doing a handstand against them. I like it when she gets the news, she walks away sad in the handstand.
Yeah.
That was a good visual gag.
I like that she's... Like, whoever did the character design, she looks so weird. She's got, like, a shirt with a dog's face on it and one boot that's a lizard face and one boot that's a bear face. Like, she's... Like, all these colors and animal faces are all clashing. She's got glasses on.
See, like, there's just those kids that were a mess.
Yeah.
There's always a kid, just a goddamn wreck. Just, there wasn't enough parents taking charge.
No color coordination happening. Everything's a different color.
Give my mom credit. I never walked out into public with different colored boots on.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom, for never letting me leave the house in mismatched, brightly colored clothing.
Looking like a shit kid. So, which I think is a rash jump. The music teacher's going to leave town. They're going to go to a new school because of how sad her daughter is.
Insane. Your third grader is sad about a boy, so you decide to leave.
Skinner, of course, begs her to reconsider. She won't budge, but she tells Skinner to move with them. Holy shit, things are progressing.
Another crazy thing to do. Ask your boss, who you just had a one-night stand with, to leave his job and move away with you.
This man who was at least in his 40s, if not 50s, what does he do? He calls his mother.
Unbelievable.
Just wants nothing to do with what he's discussing. She wants to know what the story is with the James Bond movie ticket in his pants pocket. It's like, he makes up some lie about how the movie covers something educational.
Yeah, it takes place in a country we're studying in school.
Her fibs break baby Jesus' ribs.
Unbelievable. Why is he in trouble for this? He was in Vietnam.
Yeah. She thinks that James Bond's a bad influence on her 57-year-old son.
God damn it.
But you know what? By God, if Skinner doesn't take a chance in life and moves with him. So Skinner's gone. He's
good for
with
Smithers.
The fucking hippie music teacher.
Throws his tie out the window.
Yeah. And then Chalmers grabs the tie and gives it to Willie, and he is now principal, which I like. That's how it works.
And then Willie's like, well, who's the new groundskeeper? You still are, and you don't get any extra money. Jesus. Also dawned on me that we have not had a Willie-centric episode in a very long time.
Good point. We're due for that.
Remember in like pre-season 5 where Willie was a main character?
Yeah. When was the last time you saw the sea captain?
Fuck.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, long time ago.
Look at like season 5, he was a fucking regular.
Yeah, he was in it all the time. He was in it probably as much as Mo, if not more.
Oh, I guarantee he was, yeah.
We have whittled down the surface level characters big time.
Or we have Gil. We got random ones that have kind of jumped in a little bit and taken some of that screen time.
Well, like you always need some characters mostly based in profession. You'll always need a lawyer.
Yeah.
You'll always need the comic book guy, Luigi at the Italian restaurant, lunch lady, the teachers. But like, I feel like anytime it's just somebody random, it's Gil or Pally. And
yeah.
like we see Gil earlier in this batch, he's Homer's lawyer when Homer goes to jail in that Mafia episode.
Right. Yeah. So Skinner is now off to start a new life with his new love. And now we have Mo holding some kind of rally. It must be like at City Hall. I guess on some steps.
Campaigning, making a speech.
And again, he's just playing it up that he's part of the gay community. And that's when Smithers can handle it no more. He is like, well, if you're a gay man, you must, do you find me attractive? It's like, sure. Like all gay men, I find every man attractive. Which then the gay cousin of comic book guy is like, well, that's just a hurtful stereotype.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, are you interested in going out? And he's like, I can't see you, but the answer is yes.
It's so funny.
And
I never thought about it before, but that absolutely is a stereotype. That every gay dude wants to bang every gay dude. Like that's a real stereotype.
Bang everyone. That's why you got to be. You can't have a gay guy in the locker room.
That's why. That's where so much of that fucking bullshit hatred and fear comes from.
Bang your fucking flabby bowling pin body ass. Like,
are you talking to me right now? Like personally? Because you made direct eye contact.
I looked
that
you up
whole
and
time.
Down,
I'm uncomfortable and sad.
Got that fucking choker chain. You even look like a bowling pin.
Oh man.
I think I'm done with that. I do episode 5 alone.
I'm gonna go. You just hear tears and wailing, and then the door slam. Episode 12 is Homer the father. Just you alone.
Yeah. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Now on episode 12.
Put a microphone in front of the cat. Like, there's a new broadcast partner.
There we go.
Right, kitty?
So Smithers, he's going to play Mo. He's got this plan. It's, oh, so you find me attractive? Well, of course. Well, if you find me attractive, you wouldn't mind kissing me. He's like, of course I would. Like, I've kissed many a man. And he's like prepping for, like trying to build himself up. Well, here we go. And he can't do it. And immediately he loses any kind of support from the gay community. And he's like, well, you're still going to vote for me over the Republican who's so anti-gay, he has to be secretly gay. And they're just like, we don't even know what we're going to do anymore.
And now they storm off.
He's abandoned. And that's when he just goes in and plants a big old one on Smithers' face.
Yeah, like, fuck it, I'm here.
Yeah, why not? His response is like, it's kind of like Frisbee golf. I'm glad I tried it once.
I've never played Frisbee golf, as we've talked about before.
Geez, Frisbee golf's came up a lot lately.
This is the year. I'm playing fucking Frisbee golf.
You live feet away from a course.
Literally, I could throw a rock at the Frisbee golf course.
This episode just has a lot going on. Just cut to Bart walking down a sidewalk and a fucking Greyhound bus pulls out. And fucking Skinner piles out in jean shorts and like one of those multicolored court jester hats.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what's going on? He's like, well, it was fun, but I'm back. It's like, that was a wild weekend. It's like, you've been gone for 3 months.
And I like when he says that, Skinner like gets a little pep in his step. Like, yeah, 3 months. Like it worked. It worked for a while. Clearly didn't work out with Calliope. I looked up the name to double check. We were both right. Her name is Calliope Juniper.
It's Miss Juniper.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Calliope's an insane name. Isn't that a musical instrument?
Yeah.
Or that's the genre of music that uses like steel drums and shit. Like,
it was also either a Nickelodeon or some other basic cable children's show in the mid 80s.
Okay.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. When you watch Calliope, there's a whole world to explore.
Oh. Jesus. I just got sad for you.
Man, I lusted over kids that got to watch it all the time. That was around the time we didn't have cable anymore.
I'm gonna cut that down to just say I lusted over kids. And then it's like us reviewing the next episode.
And they're like, that adds up.
That checks out. We knew it. We called it in the 30s. We called it in episode 31.
Some faithful listeners have like a board up. They're gambling on it. The episode ends with Mo during the credits getting his bar back to its old shitty ways. Very good episode.
Loved this episode a lot.
Very, very good.
There was a moment earlier when Skinner is with Calliope Juniper at the arcade, and she goes, I like you, Principal Skinner. And he goes, you do, but why?
Yeah, his tone of voice.
That is so insane. And I have said those exact words to somebody, and that's a bummer. Like, sometimes you get life reflected back at you in a way that makes you go,
in the
man.
form of a middle-aged high school or a elementary school principal.
Yeah. I was pretty bummed, like, because sometimes, like, I get that sometimes too, watching other shows where it's like, oh, I relate to that, and that's bad,
I shouldn't.
I sure wish that thing I once said came out of a cooler character. Like, it's a real bummer to be in the same boat as Skin. But like, you do, but why is for sure word for word a thing I've said.
And he catches himself. I like that too. So
Yeah.
hopefully you can catch yourself next time. Baby steps.
Also at that arcade, because you see in the background just then, because she's like, how about we go back to my place tonight? There's a nacho volcano in the background that explodes.
Yeah, the timing is comedically perfect.
It's very funny. It's like it's a cheap, easy joke, but whatever. But my question was, why the fuck is there a nacho? I can't imagine a less sanitary thing
No shit.
than a nacho volcano in a fucking children's arcade.
So many hands have touched that cheese.
That cheese has passed through so many fingers
Yeah.
in its futile Sisyphean torture that cheese goes through
That
every
cheese
day.
has cleaned out so many kids' fingernails as it passes the cheese current.
God damn it. One last one. We got episode 12, Homer the Father. Homer is watching an old 80s sitcom. I think it's called Thicker Than Waters.
Yeah, which, I mean, there's a lot of sitcoms that like had that vibe in the 80s, but it really has a Growing Pains vibe.
Okay. I never...
Maybe a little Family Ties too in there.
Okay. That kind of thing I never participated in at all. So,
I even have it noted that this probably was more of a nostalgia vibe for me than you.
oh, for sure.
Yeah,
like the earliest stuff in the like family sitcoms that I can remember is like Blossom and Full House and like that
Home
wasn't
Improvement, maybe.
Home Improvement a little bit, but none of it was like destination we weren't like you'd catch it here and there, but it's not like you were watching it.
Yeah. And the channel he's watching is called Tube Town. That has to be Nick at Night, right? Or TV Land.
I thought of TV Land,
Yeah,
but like, hey, we show old television. That's got to be what it is. So yeah, I didn't get a lot of this, or this didn't hit me the way it probably hit most people.
Yeah.
So like, none of the jokes that have anything to do with the television show did anything for me.
Then, like, some of the fake ads for the old TV shows were good too. Like,
Yeah, those were fun. I like that Homer says something along the lines of, it was such a better, simpler time when you were told when to laugh, because there's a live audience
I
there.
think if you watch like an episode of like Big Bang Theory, there's still a laugh track. It's still shot in front of a live studio.
Oh, okay.
audience. So a lot of your more basic sitcoms, there's a name for it, like a 2-camera setup, they call it.
Okay.
Because it's on a sound stage and you can have cameras set up.
Yeah.
And like to make it so you don't have to do as many takes. Because you don't want these fucking people to sit here for 16 hours
Yeah,
as
well-
you readjust lights and do one joke over and over
So that
again.
Sheldon can say the same joke 40 times. Takes an hour and a half. Yeah. None of this type of television does anything for me. Like, the sitcoms I do like, none of them are this.
Yeah.
None of them are stereotypical.
Yeah.
I didn't like when I think of that kind of bad sitcom, I think of like Everybody Loves Raymond. Like, that's my touchstone for that type of show.
Studio made, studio audience. I mean, there's good examples. Fucking Seinfeld was shot in front of a studio audience.
Which I've also barely ever seen.
Or Cheers. You probably never seen much Cheers.
A handful. Yeah, never at the time. Like, I've seen a few episodes of Cheers, like, as an adult in my 30s, because I was like, I should watch this that everybody loves. The issue that nobody tells you is that the first season of Cheers is not great.
Yeah.
So you got to like get through some shit.
It's probably more enjoyable if you like the show because you already know and enjoy the character. Oh,
Sure,
there's Coach.
yeah.
Oh, there's. But you're right. The laughs aren't. And that show's never was a kick your ass with laughter type show. It's more of a total package. But yeah, you're right though.
Same thing with, it's not a comedy, but same thing with Star Trek The Next Generation. I've always heard my whole life how good Next Generation is. And I started watching it and I was like, I don't like this at all. What's going on? Only to find out from all my friends, yeah, it gets good in season 3. Just skip to season 3. I was like, well, how good can this show be if I can miss the first 2 seasons of
5
it
seasons long
and lose nothing? Like, what? They're like, oh, when Riker gets a beard, then you'll know you're in the good stuff.
That's when it's big fucking.
And I'm like, I don't. Okay. So Homer's watching this 80s sitcom. Bart wants a mini bike. He finds this mini dirt bike in a shop window.
Yeah. He announces, that's the thing I'm going to die on.
I think I just met the thing I'm going to die on. It's so good. He like has a quick little fantasy of himself like going off a ramp into space and then a statue in his honor. Like
his eyes pop from the pressure, the lack thereof. Yeah.
So good.
Oh my God! I don't want to jump in, but
Do
when
it.
he's doing that, Milhouse is at the other business looking in the window. Oh my God, Bart, come take a look! It's like a fucking mannequin. I mean, like a little girl mannequin wearing some fucking overalls, and Bart's. Those are girls over, not even questioning the look of it. It's like and fucking Milhouse defiantly. I could pull it off.
Yeah. We touch on that later.
Yeah, we do. It's pretty good.
God damn it. Millhouse. I could pull it off. It's just denim overalls, but with a big flower printed on the chest.
I couldn't remember if it was a flower or a sun. Yeah, you're right. It's a flower.
God damn it, Millhouse.
Man, Milhouse is so great.
He's so good. So Bart goes back to Homer. He wants this mini bike, and Homer, is behaving like a TV dad. He just takes the lessons he's learned from this 80s sitcom and is going to apply them to his son.
Which better than what he'd ever done previously.
So much better. Like it's not even fucking close. Like he tells him essentially verbatim what he just saw in that episode, which is like, well, if I just buy it for you, you won't appreciate it, and you'll need to work for it yourself and learn that lesson.
And Bart's like flustered by it.
He's like mad. Like what?
Yeah, that's what Mom would say. That's not you.
Yeah.
Like.
Speaking of Mom, we go inside. Marge is ironing the garbage bags before she puts them in the trash can. The most insane Marge thing we've ever seen.
So awesome.
If I walked in on somebody ironing their garbage bags, I'd call for a wellness check from the police. God damn it. But Marge, super turned on by Homer's good parenting.
Good parenting turns her on.
Yeah. So much so they end up straight in bed. Not just a little smooching action, but straight to the bedroom. Bart is going to study real hard for this test he has coming up because he thinks he'll get his mini bike if he gets a good grade on the test. Because Homer was like, well, you'll get rewarded if you work hard and do well.
You'll get an interesting reward.
Yeah.
There's no way that couldn't be a mini bike.
Yeah. He's like real ambiguous, but Bart is like, well, certainly that's what he means. We get a quick shot. Willie's going to take a bath in the dumpster.
Yeah, it has those candles floating on lily pads.
He has floating candles in a dumpster full of water, and he dumps some bath salts in there. Jesus, Willie.
He's like the schoolyard ghost is back.
Yeah, because he sees Bart studying.
Yeah.
This is also during this sequence of Bart studying at the table outside the school that we see Milhouse come proudly marching out of the school with his flower overalls, and then immediately runs back into frame because Nelson's chasing him with a big stick.
Can you remember the last time you wore overalls?
Oh, I'd have been in probably high school, and they were like Carhartt like winter.
Oh, I don't. Yeah,
warm
I mean like
coveralls.
denim and there's just underwear underneath, no pants. Or were you rocking your Carhartts that way, dirty boy?
No. That was
I'll
like,
never tell what's under my Carhartts.
That was like, it's blizzarding and we got to feed these cows.
Yeah.
So it was definitely fully clothed.
It was practical. It wasn't fashionable.
Because back then you were one of two people. Maybe this is the same today. You're either a bib coveralls man or a full-on coveralls man where
Onesie,
you get into them, like a jumpsuit almost.
Yeah.
My old man, I don't know if I was a bib coveralls man in defiance or not, but Dad was a
one piece,
a one piece guy, and I was a bibs guy. I don't know if that was in defiance. But I just never like those all over coveralls because as soon as you get them up on the shoulders, like it compresses you, like the shoulder. It's because
they're meant for normal size people,
right? Like I'm not tall, but I always felt too tall in those.
Yeah, I have been told if you get a pair that fits you right, they're awesome because they're so fucking.
I'm
warm.
sure.
Ain't no air ain't getting in and out. Like,
well, and like I was never cold because I would wear like jeans and a t-shirt, put the bib overalls on top of them, and then a coat, like a Carhartt coat over the top of that.
Yeah.
I was always fine.
Yeah.
God damn it. I can't believe this is coming up, but I have thought about, could I rock a pair of overalls? Pretty recently, that came to mind.
I know they're back with women. I don't know if they're back with men.
I don't care if they're back.
But I mean,
Can I rock them?
Yeah.
Like, could I rock if I showed up at an open mic or came to a comedy show wearing denim overalls?
I mean, maybe, but it'd be like, oh, this is a bit like Farmer Marlin. Like, yeah, that's a weird look. But they're kind of back, I guess. You could try it. I think that's the only thing we can do here.
Also, like, it's
field tested.
It's impossible to wear bib overalls as a big guy without looking like a farmer. Like people assume you're a farmer.
Yep. If you're 19 and thin, oh, he's trendy.
No, look at that guy.
If you're 40 and fat, oh, looking like fucking old McDonald ate a ham.
You put the fucking hogs to bed, and
Yeah.
now you're going to come tell some jokes?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing? Listen, Haystacks Calhoun, you get out of here.
Some fucking hipster 20-year-old girl hollering that at you. You do leave too. I guess I'll go. Car's still warm.
Bye.
No one's waving. Leave. Oh.
As I kind of waddle run out of there because your
tough to
range
walk.
of motion in coveralls is a little hindered.
I have to reset my shoulder straps. Oh.
One of them came undone.
Yeah, now I've done it.
Just fucking baby Huey in denim overalls.
I bet I was under the age of 6 the last time I had jean overalls.
There for sure are like super young photos of me in like some
they were a thing
Oshkosh
for little
bagosh
kids.
denim
Yep.
overalls.
I think my mom quickly realized that anything that could impede bathroom time is not good. Like, I ain't saying I've shit some overalls. I'm probably pissed in some overalls.
Don't make it harder to get to this boy's butthole.
Yeah, it's more front work, more the pecker hole. We didn't need to say pecker hole.
No, you didn't.
Little boy pecker hole.
You got to be able to get to his dick butt.
Yeah. Because, I wasn't a frantic shitter. I could usually shit at my leisure.
Now you're just bragging.
Yeah, but sometimes the piss would come on too fast, too furious. So I'd have to. Yep. And I remember fussing with just too many fucking clips and flaps. My mom quickly realized, don't put him in a collared shirt, because I would just go piss and not realize I'd have one of the shirt tail flaps down. Not a tail, but like in the front. It just piss hitting that. Like, God damn, Mom! At that age, you just fucking tap out of life. Mom!
You're 19.
Pants and my ankles walking through the kitchen. I goofed. She's got company.
I fucked up.
I gotta change him.
He should move out soon. Yeah, I know.
Yes, well,
okay.
do you think he's ready? Do you think he's ready, Margie? Look at him. He's clearly not ready. I'm just spinning in a circle. I need to get dried.
Like, I'm curious about the bib overalls. I think I could do it, but I don't think strongly enough that I want to blow that money because they're not cheap.
Yep.
You know.
I wonder if we can get a pair of key Imperials from like a fucking hardware store.
Sure. I was more than mildly self-conscious about buying a denim jacket, which I did recently. Because even though it's black denim, I was like, am I gonna? And then I did. I wore it one time.
Am I gonna regret this?
I wore it one time with moderate self-confidence. Because it's a little short.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like,
they're cruel, the fat man jacket maker. Otherwise, everything midriff. No one thinks a guy's empowered when his fat gut is exposed under. No one's saying "you go, boy."
Right.
You know?
Like, make these a little longer.
Yeah.
Stretch these jackets out a
This
little.
boy is on fire. As his gut pokes up when he scratches his head. Man, most of my junior high was spent fussing with a shirt so my gut didn't show.
Yeah, pulling it down. God damn it. Pulling the pants up and the shirt down.
No, nothing works.
God damn it. Oh, shit.
Everything's poking out.
Oh, it's too real.
Too much muffin top.
It's too. This gut goes to my knees. How do I cover it all? Oh, Christ. I hate my life. Bart's reward for doing well on this test, he gets an A. It does work. Like, he studies hard. He gets an A on this test. And his reward is the accomplishment and good feeling that comes with having done hard work.
The satisfaction of a job well done.
Yep. And Bart's pissed.
Yeah, he's like very mad.
To Homer's credit, he never said he'd buy him a dirt bike.
He's like very confused and pissed.
Yeah, but Bart is mad. That's when Apu comes to the door. I have noted we don't spend much time with Apu anymore either.
Been a minute. Been a long minute.
There's a brief scene of him giving Homer back his nuclear power plant ID card because he left it at the Quickie Mart. So he gives it back to him. Bart overhears all of this and has an idea and sends a bunch of letters offering nuclear secrets in exchange for a dirt bike to different countries, China, and we see Iran and Iraq in there. He's got a pile of fucking letters.
Yeah. And what are they? Who are they all labeled to? Like besides the country, the name on is it just president?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like Chinese president.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Unbelievable. But he's casting a wide net. He throws all these letters in the mailbox thinking that this is the way.
This is how it'll work. Now I got him.
We keep cutting back to Homer watching television. At this point, he's wearing the same sweater that the dad in the 80s sitcom wears.
It's awesome.
Fucking blue and navy blue and light blue patchwork. Fucking God damn it. He's watching the True Hollywood Story about this show he likes, and I like that the fucking actor is a train wreck who like emotionally abuses everyone on the set. And we get a great David Mamet joke.
Yeah, voiced by David Mamet.
Voiced by David Mamet, yeah. And he's like, the guy cusses him out, and he's like, it's all bleeped, obviously. And then he kind of has an aside to himself. He's like, fuck, I could use that. Yeah. And he writes on the notepad, and it shows the notepad. It says Glengarry Glen Ross Act 1. Like, that's a very good joke.
Yeah, very good.
But David Mamet, what else what would everyone know David Mamet for outside of Glengarry Glen Ross?
I was trying to think, what are his, he has a couple things that are so big we should realize it. But
people are screaming at their phones right now.
Something, because he's a big boxing MMA guy. He wrote something you wouldn't think was him, something to do with some kind of martial art, like some kind of MFA or MMA or boxing type movie that you wouldn't think would come from a playwright. Like just
like
it's all
Warrior or
something like in that line. Yeah,
Warrior's a good movie. It's what's the boxing version of that? The one with Christian Bale and Marky Mark.
Oh, The Boxer.
The Fighter.
The Fighter.
That's
there you go.
One,
yep. Very good movie.
Oh, I did a quick thing. He wrote he wrote the screenplay for Hannibal, the horrible Silence of the Lambs sequel.
Shit.
The only good thing about Hannibal, I've said it before, I'll say it again, is the score. Hans Zimmer killed it. No one else did worth a damn in that movie.
I still feel like I need to see it.
It's worth seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks pretty. It's all in like Venice or something. So like everything's that fucking Gary Oldman's in that movie, uncredited, refused to put his name on it.
Really?
Oh yeah, but he does
Jesus.
great. He does outstanding in that movie, and wouldn't be in the credits.
I would not have thought that.
Ray Liotta is in there for no reason.
He's all jacked up looking in it. Like,
yeah, fucking that. I think that movie is where I started not liking Julianne Moore, because I saw it when I was young and I was like, "You're not Clarice at all. You're not Jodie Foster."
God, she's a good actress though. But yeah,
Yeah.
I can see where that throws me off with some actors. Like if they're in a role that I'm just angry that the movies even exists.
Yeah,
like
I just hold it against her for the rest of her career.
Crossing your arms when she pops up in something.
Yeah. You listen here, not Clarice. She goes on a great several episode run on 30 Rock. Like I think plays Alec Baldwin's sister or ex-wife or something, like, and plays a real like Bostonian Irish fuck you kind of character. She's very fun in that. Bart goes into the plant. He and Homer are spending a bunch of time together. Homer doesn't know that Bart is just kind of buttering him up so he can get into the plant, and he's got a flash drive because earlier he was picked up by Chinese intelligence, and they're like, "Well, we accept your offer. Here's the flash drive. Get us the files." And so he's in the plant. Fucking, this is a magical flash drive where you just plug it in. You don't have to actually access anything.
Yep. Don't turn anything on.
Nope.
That doesn't even have to be plugged into the wall.
So he gets all the stuff. He gets all the files downloaded onto this flash drive, and then he apparently is supposed to meet them at the zoo. So he goes to the zoo, leaves the files, takes the dirt bike. He's got a dirt bike with a custom license plate that says Trader. That's fun.
Him waking up in bed with it was great.
Yeah,
too.
like cuddling this fucking dirt bike. Can you imagine what a mess you'd make if you put a dirt bike in your bed?
The closest thing I can think of, I mean, being really little, like maybe not even kindergarten age, and getting a new toy and having it like do everything with me. Like, oh, we got oatmeal. Skeletor gets some oatmeal. Like me dunking my head in, and Skeletor's head in, and they get hollered at.
I for sure did that in my youth too.
Yeah. My youth, I mean my mid-20s. Donatello loves pizza. Michelangelo, god damn it. They all like pizza.
My take it everywhere with me toy was this, like, I'm going to say 2.5 to 3 foot stuffed Chester cheetah, the orange cheetah from the Cheetos.
That was one in a dart game. That's a bar giveaway, right?
Oh, I've never found out. I should ask where that came from.
I had a really cool football that was of one of my dad's coworkers won it at a bar.
And what am I going to do with this?
Yeah, I don't have kids. Yep. And one of the neighborhood fucking dogs ripped it to shreds because you live in a trailer park. There's just roving packs of angry dogs. Like, we're just got to go inside. Here come some dogs. Like, we don't know these dogs.
Fucking Jesus.
God, I kind of forgot about that aspect of trailer living.
Living with dogs that you don't know.
Yeah, like, especially when there's enough of them, us as children can't overpower them. Like, do some quick dog math. 6 dogs, 5 of us. Fuck.
Run.
Under the patio. Oh, they could get here too.
Running makes it worse.
Yeah, they're faster than us.
They give chase.
Yeah. Don't make direct eye contact.
So Bart sold out his country, goes downstairs. He's got a dirt bike now. It's upstairs in his bed still. And he gets downstairs for breakfast, and Homer bought one too because they've been spending so much time together, and Bart's been so good that Homer bought him one too. And even asked, don't you want to take it upstairs and cuddle with it?
Yeah, that was good.
Weird.
Yeah.
So Bart, kind of overcome with guilt that he betrayed the United States for no reason, Marge is excited about having a summer squash. Real briefly, it's like a nothing scene. Yeah. She's just so excited. I got a summer squash. Yeah.
It's the little things.
You a squash boy?
Take it or leave it. But if someone, got some squash, sure.
I like spaghetti squash. Yeah. Like you bake it and then string it so it's like noodles.
Yep.
I'm into that.
But yeah, never jazz. Oh fuck! Did you hear this new place has got squash?
The new squashes are in.
Yeah. Let's go fucking fuck the squash.
Cat calling squash at the grocery store.
Skeet, 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 skeet.
Like that big round bottom, baby.
Get out of here. Squash boys are back. They just turn like that no pressure produce sprayer hose on you. Let's scram.
Cheese it, the spritzers. I got hit by the automatic sprinklers buying carrots not 4 days ago.
No shit.
Yeah, I was like, God damn it.
I haven't got the mist in a while.
I ain't got in some while, but I was like, damn it. I just wanted these carrots.
That's a sign I probably eat too many canned vegetables. I'm not getting sprayed.
That hasn't been a danger in a while for you.
They don't spray the green bean can aisle too often.
I'm perfectly safe buying my baby corns. Can you put baby corn in anything other than stir fry, or is that strictly a stir fry?
It would be off-putting in anything else, I think. Oh, boy.
Let's imagine you have a plate. You have roast beef with gravy, mashed potatoes with gravy, and instead of corn, you have a pile of baby corn.
Oh, that would be weird. I don't like that. I don't like. Or I'm picturing you get a burrito. That's one of those places that prides themselves with just tons. And you just look. There's one little baby corn, not a bunch, just one. Like, oh fuck, is that on purpose? Are they sending me a message?
Can we normalize substituting baby corn for regular corn?
Your voice for the corn voiceless.
Can you cream baby corn? Can you have baby cream corn?
Talk about shit audio we should fucking... we need to isolate. Can you cream baby? I don't want to cream baby. Yeah.
Fucking throw this podcast out the window. Like, why is it relegated to the Asian aisle? Like, let's put it in the vegetable aisle. You can use it for anything.
Finally. You found your...
No one has the fucking bravery.
Yeah. You need to be the one that stands up, like in the movie Norma Ray, but instead of like Sally Field, you're not holding up a sign that says union. It just says baby corn. see if the other 9-to-5ers rally behind you.
Even that's a T-shirt, like a Simpsonized version of me holding a picket sign that says baby corn. Yeah. Let's do it. We're going to get that page up someday, and we're going to make some money off this goddamn podcast.
Oh, man, I would fucking hand sew anyone a T-shirt if they wanted to buy it from us. That's so baffling. Please do if we ever do it. That'd be great. Can
you put baby corn in like a burrito? Because you can get corn in a burrito.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Can you make corn salsa but baby corn?
Oh, I guess you could. All of this is just like, oh, yeah, I guess, sure, why not? But no.
It makes sense, right?
I don't, just for me, I think corn, you get a little more pop with the full corn kernel. I want fully, again, I'm not like you. I don't believe in this kind of fucking, I don't know, alternative lifestyle. I like my corn fully mature.
Oh, you want fully developed corn?
Yeah.
You're not looking for this Lolita corn?
I ain't judging. You do what you and your God think is right. Love is love, but
I'm going to fucking get me a can of Epstein corn and I'm going to live my life.
Just perfectly picked right before it's ripe.
Real pointy on one end. I have 2 cans of baby corn in that cupboard right now.
Got a feeling.
No
I don't doubt that a bit.
Do not doubt me.
No, you seem like a man.
You make cornbread out of baby corn? We have to stop this. Horse eat baby corn?
I'm going to have to release a press release. Just, hey, I just want everyone to know. I eat normal. I'm going to eat adult corn. I'm an adult man. I eat adult corn. Oh, man, you putting a bonnet on, making your baby just spinning around, big girls don't cry playing.
Imagine how unsettling it would be to come across a man eating a cob of baby corn like you would regular corn, getting the kernels off the cob. Just little nibbles, just...
Gotta be real careful. You on your patio with a bonnet on in a fucking folding chair, casually by hand eating baby corn out of the can, looking at a big tube TV that's not turned on. Just your neighbor staring in shock and terror. He's been out there like 5 hours. How big of a can?
Day this week.
Yeah, the cans build up around your feet.
I just want him to go inside.
Prove to me you need to use the restroom. I just want to know you're a human.
Team Baby Corn. I'm on it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So Bart has 2 dirt bikes now. He eventually goes back to the zoo to retrieve the files, or, he wants to see if they're still there, and they are. So he takes it, and so he's like, okay, good. Now I didn't sell out my country, and I have 2 dirt bikes. But the Chinese intelligence van pulls up and they corner him. Homer, in the meantime, was following Bart, and he intervenes, make sure that Bart doesn't get kidnapped by the Chinese government.
Yeah.
Instead, they take Homer back because they're like, well, we don't need the files. We have this man here.
Which Homer kind of explains that. Why do that when you have all the information you could ever want up here?
Yeah, he kind of jumps in front of the bullet for Bart. And then we fucking hard cut to China.
Makes a very big jump this episode.
Yeah.
I didn't see this coming.
No, I like it.
Yeah, I did too.
Homer's in China at the ribbon cutting event for the new power plant that he built them. We built this power plant with the things that Homer taught us.
There's a giant painting of Homer like Chairman Mao.
Yeah. And as soon as they cut the ribbon, there's a mushroom cloud and the power plant explodes.
Homer's fucking terrible at his job.
Yeah, because any power plant you build based on Homer's top of the head shit is gonna not be a good one.
Nope.
And the Chinese learn that lesson the hard way. And that wraps up the episode. And then we go to inside the actor's studio with what's his name?
James Lipton.
There you go. Yeah. I believe playing himself. Yes, he voices that one. And he's doing interviews with people that we've seen on Homer's old TV network, and like one of them is like super like born again, like refuses to acknowledge her old haircut.
Oh, yeah.
And the one is like talking about how he fucked everybody on the set.
Yeah.
And then like it just ends. It's a weird addendum.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like to me, this feels like we were gonna put this in the episode somewhere, but couldn't find a place for it. We did that True Hollywood Story bit with David Mamet instead, but we should do something with this because we made James Lipton drive all the way down here. So
had to waste an afternoon. Busy man.
We got to do something. And that's it. Is James Lipton busy?
I mean, not any longer.
Well,
he's no longer
sure.
upon this mortal coil.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. He was probably ready to anything he could jump on.
Did he do anything else besides that show?
He was on like Guiding Light back in the 50s.
Oh.
Yep.
Good for him.
Guiding Light at one time was the oldest show still running. Like it started like in the
soap opera, right?
Yeah, like a radio soap opera for like the 30s. And they had like a 75th anniversary. And he was, because, soap operas always have a few rando alumni who went on to fame.
Yeah.
Your first role is as a soap opera star and you go on to do but he was one of the randos. Oh, like James Lipton. He's like, yeah, I played a doctor for 6 years in the 50s. Like,
I always liked his look. He's got a real like no nonsense hair and beard.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he stepped out of a sci-fi show.
Yeah, he does. He looks like the scientist that's delivering the dire news that the public won't accept.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. I like his look.
Yeah. Everyone, please turn off your radios. That's how they read your minds.
And that's it. That's another batch. We did it. We're well into season 22 now. About the halfway point. A little past it at this point.
We're pretty much at the halfway point of the television show, right? No, what am I saying?
What are you saying? We're well past that. Yeah.
2/3 part, yeah.
So far.
Yeah, right.
Fucking show's still
it's
going.
A train that
this
just keeps
podcast
pumping.
will never end.
Yeah.
This is our sentence.
As we slow down, the podcast will slow down. As we age and we catch up to the show. Because we're going to be aging like fucking bread at some point,
Yeah.
Dinner rolls.
It's not going to get better. Let's do 5 more next week. Let's do 13 through 17 of season 22. That is the homework for next week. Got anything going on in life
Not a
these
bit.
days? Nada? Nothing?
Oh.
Not doing nothing?
No comedy. Gonna lay around, be a layabout.
Yeah, that a boy.
Got more laying down in.
Oh, God, laying down is
Best.
so good.
I'm good at it too.
Oh, I love to recline.
Oh, reclining might be better than laying. Reclining, you can do some. You can eat while reclining. You can read a book. I don't
You
like
can lay down and eat, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's sloppy though.
Yeah,
I don't,
in a bathtub.
Yeah, you're eating your baby corn. Probably a food that's easy to eat in bed. You can just grab a little corn at a time.
Oh, sure. It
yeah.
doesn't make a mess.
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't crumble. It's not like crackers.
Yeah. Oh man.
You get some Nature Valley granola bars in your bed, you'll fucking ruin your life.
I am a dirt dog, but if people are wiping their hands and you're eating Cheetos and wiping your hands on your bedspread, that's calling an airstrike.
To be fair, to clarify,
wipe your ass with your bedspread. Like I'm gonna get up and shit.
oh God,
Like a Mother Teresa.
I am not a food in bed person at all. Like, I could not tell you the last time I had food in bed. I was probably a toddler. Like, no food in bed. That's my rule.
I've been like brought food in bed. Like, hey, try this. Okay. Yeah.
Just fucking decadent, just this hedonist eating grapes.
Yeah. Here's a rich plum.
Yeah.
Oh, the sauce is running over my body.
Someone fed me skinned grapes while someone else rubbed oil on my body.
I believe that was canola oil, so it's technically a food.
In both hands and
Grease
conditions.
my form. I should whisper that in someone's ear when they're in the cooking oil section.
Grease my form.
Jesus Christ.
Is this Crisco?
The thong song guy?
Mind the dick butt.
You must clear it from oil with oil.
Jesus Christ.
It must have fresh air.
Oh, God. But yeah, not a food in bed person. Is what I'm
Get there.
I have friends who I know for a fact, like,
Eat cereal in bed.
Yep, will eat anything in bed. They'll eat fucking pot roast in bed. They don't give a fuck. Like, eat food in bed and watch TV in bed. The bed is for sleeping or fucking, and outside of that, you get out of that bed. I'm not a bed man.
Not a bed boy.
I know you are.
No, I said you're not a bed boy.
Oh, no, I'm not. You are.
I ain't pot roast in
You're
bed.
a bedroom person.
Yeah, I'm a bedroom boy. Yep.
I'm not. Fucking get out of that bedroom.
Yeah. As a lonely boy, I rarely eat in bed, but if I'm in a relationship of some kind, just because they're coming in there and maybe they got like some to go on the lunch break, have a couple fries? Sure. I get a couple fries.
God.
Yeah. Just feed them to me like a baby bird.
Oh, congratulations. Now this bed is full of salt and I wipe my greasy fingers on the sheets.
Wipe on your body.
What is wrong with
Your flesh is a napkin.
No, it's not.
Hey, all that baby corn oil can go all over.
On sale.
all over
They're
your
not
form.
in oil, they're in water.
Water my form.
Oh, God. Fuck.
My form needs.
This is a nightmare.
My form needs hydration.
Oh, God. You're not wrong. I should drink more water, but this is horrible.
What's your biggest source of water? Baby corn.
Baby corn.
Get out of this pediatrician's office.
Get out
you
of this
sick freak.
dentist's office. I poured a lot of baby corn water on my crotch.
The miniature kernels cleanse my body. How did you get in here? This is a Mackle body shop. So do you want that moon visor or not?
Yes.
Yeah. How dare you question my intent?
We just want
came
you
in
out
an
of the
Uber.
store.
Motherfucker, I don't think he's got underwear under those bibs. Baby corn freaks again.
Holy shit.
Get the hose.
Wearing bib overalls, eating a can of baby corn.
Yeah, coveralls with clearly nothing underneath, eating baby corn out of a can.
Whew. Overalls with no shirt underneath is a look. That is you're going for it.
You better be ripped. You are giving up.
I saw somebody recently at a comedy show in the audience, denim bib overalls, no shirt on underneath, and the overalls cut below the knee.
Gee, that's a look. Holy shit.
That dude has a confidence that I will never know.
Another look, a not commonly utilized look, but one other way to pull off bib overalls, you're tall, not even actually tall, but insanely skinny, and you play stand-up bass in like a bluegrass band.
Yeah.
That guy, they're slim on the bass. You know?
I mean, bib overalls fit into any manner of country music or folk.
If you're a large man playing the washboard on your chest, you can have bib overalls.
Sure,
on.
yeah. I think if you're a large man, you can have bib overalls, period. No matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
You eat all the baby corn you want.
If you accept the fact you're not going to get laid, anything. You can wear fucking pillowcases.
Brother,
gunny sacks. None of it matters.
I hung my Dick's jersey in the rafters ages ago. It's purely ornamental at this point.
You think it did enough to get up in the rafters? What are we retiring everyone's number now? Everybody gets a ribbon.
Everybody gets a trophy. Yep. Fuck. I don't think
its prime was long enough.
I didn't think anything was long enough.
We are little stinkers.
Good times. Look at us. All right, we're done. We're fucking wrapping it up. Watch 13 to 17 for next week. We'll remind everybody we're on last week's episode of Joke Quest 200 with Joe Christensen and Josh DeLay. It was a very funny episode of that podcast. I had a blast recording it. That show's fun. That's a fun show to do.
It is.
And the four of us had a blast. So go listen to Joke Quest 200 and listen again to us next week. You can find us on the internet at Barley Basket USA on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. BarleyBasketUSA@gmail.com is the email address. Miracle Whip, please sponsor this show. And we're out.
See you, everyone.